The Veil of Isis. A Cthulhu by Gaslight, Golden Dawn, actual play. With David Larkins as the keeper of arcane lore.
It would be like finding the box in Call of Cthulhu, going through the old man's papers.
Exactly.
You know?
He's like, well, he does owe me that last paycheck. I should go after it.
Just go into this.
He does owe me
He
that
owes me
paycheck.
money.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised Miles would hire like someone just as dickish as he is?
Well, I'm trying to
And then not pay him.
Yeah, and then be like,
Like, you look tired. Take the day off. Dock your pay accordingly.
in reality. Well, actually, what he just said. Wait, repeat what you said.
Oh,
Something about a doctor. Yes.
you look tired. Take the day off. And dock your pay accordingly.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Tell your wife I said hello.
No.
Tell her I forgive her for the dry duck she served today.
Oh!
Rude.
Well, that's specifically why they all hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
It's a little dry.
It's a little dry. I understand your
As a
strange
gourmet
moves now,
chef,
Bartleby.
I mean, I could give you some pointers.
You're right. I'll pass them on to Bartleby.
I'm so excited about my brand new dog.
Oh, nice.
Yay. Yeah.
They're
Beautiful. They're beautiful eyes.
And it doesn't sound like it's going to be easy
You're here to
either.
find out whether or not they love you or hate you.
I was going to ask if you rolled
Well,
them
that's the
100
main
times
thing.
each
Yeah,
to
yeah.
work out all the kinks.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go for a surprise. I have faith.
Okay.
Because I found them on sale on eBay.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have a good feeling.
Strangely, they paid me to take the dice off. I'm sure there's nothing.
No, there's nothing wrong with these cursed dice.
It's like they also come with like a dried monkey paw. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
what is
exactly.
this?
I'm actually
wishes,
my
but
dead
you're not
wife's
gonna want to use all of
ex-dice.
Oh my god.
1 pound.
I got most of the blood off.
Oh, see, I was thinking these were engagement dice.
Engagement
I pulled off the engagement.
Yeah,
one that-
pawn shop dice. So
They're
sad.
one day shy because one was totally shattered in a freak accident.
Right.
I'm just on freak.
I mean,
Don't worry.
it's still there. It's sort of lodged in something.
Logic makes it so much
Like a
worse.
duodenum or an eye. I don't know.
It's going to
Something.
cost way more to get out than it was worth.
Oh no.
He'll get expelled eventually.
Well, speaking of characters dying and everything, I was thinking that having Robin.
Speaking of characters dying.
Yeah, that's a nice segue.
were.
Huh? Yeah.
I like the way this game is starting already.
Yeah, I know.
No, but having Robin, your assistant, as sort of a floating NPC replacement for if a character dies or goes insane during the session would be the way to go, like how Desiree did it last time.
I kind of like it because then there'd be different interpretations of Robin.
Oh, cool.
You know, like you could totally be somebody.
Right.
That'll be fun for me.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy
think
that.
so.
I'll enjoy bossing every single one of you randomly.
Unless you, until you become Robin.
Robin
That's right.
someday.
Bossing yourself.
Making a
So-
big supposition there, buddy.
I'm actually thinking it might be kind of fun to take over Mulver Hill in that case. Because
That's
Guy's
true.
involved. He just
now-
doesn't quite know what's going
Okay, so the
on.
story of
Yeah.
Mulver Hill is only Padma and Celestia know about Mulver Hill?
And Miles. Miles was there too, right?
No, Miles wasn't in the. No, that's not his.
It was
He
Pike,
wasn't
and
there.
then
Oh, it's
you.
Pike.
Yeah.
Wait,
It was
why
what the
was I
bidder
there?
mentioned for the investigation.
Oh, that knew he had shown up.
Okay, yeah.
And that broke into his
That's right.
flat.
Oh.
That's right.
True.
Wait a minute. But that didn't really reveal anything that much.
When you broke into his
Yeah.
flat? No.
No, because
Well,
we
it
got
revealed
discovered
something.
because we were really.
What, macrame and ferns?
Damning evidence for sure.
Somebody got a letter.
Oh, and I wanted to.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because you charmed him.
I'm picturing that like in a harpsichord mode or something.
No. On a grand piano.
Good idea.
Alright. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So, anyway, Desiree's made a new character, and we will integrate her as we go along.
Excellent.
Okay, so first of all, a little bit of
bookkeeping. Since it's been, well, we're going to pick up on Wednesday, March 14th. So that means that it has been 3 months. Yeah, 3 months since we left off, which means you all get some more points to spend in the order. Except for you.
I don't.
Okay.
So there's Celestia,
Okay.
Padma, Dr. Hume.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So basically, you're just going to add these points
To my already-
to a tally, and then you can spend them
Yeah.
accordingly.
I'm just going to keep saving.
Wow.
Yes.
Same here.
Wow.
But is it transferable to another character?
No.
No.
Oh,
Oh, I need my version
I like
of
it.
that. Is that my version of
still,
the
I'm still.
All right.
handout?
What version? Oh,
Everyone
you
has
mean,
one except me.
right, that whole thing. No, you don't have that yet. I'll give that to you next time I hand out points.
We'll see. I saved the world
tomorrow.
last time.
Or tomorrow.
So I'm not doing it.
Whatever. I do live with you.
Yes.
I guess we could do that.
It does make it easier.
Alright.
Alright, so everyone's just going to sit on their points?
Yep.
Interesting.
No problem.
You know, I think everybody wants to progress in the.
Absolutely. Everyone's trying to move up the ladder.
Patience, Monty.
I'm so close.
Climb the ladder.
Climb the ladder, Monty.
Well,
Nice secret society we had once.
Okay.
Alright. So, it is early evening, Wednesday, March 14th, 1894. And there is a knock at the door of Dr. Miles Hume.
Oh no. Sorry.
I don't think there's a particularly dickish way to open the door, so
Probably not. No.
I'll open it.
Okay.
Hello.
So it is it is Dr. William Westcott in person.
Dr.
Whoa.
Westcott, how wise of you to come by. Please come in.
Yes. So he comes in and, puts his hat and frock coat up on the coat hanger.
Can I
And
offer you a refreshment?
certainly scotch if you have it.
Okay, scotch, and I assume I have something that I cooked before somewhere.
Probably,
something I
yeah.
can offer him. Okay.
Sure.
I'm trying to impress the guy, so have a scone.
Scotch and scones.
Scotch and scones.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
Nope.
It is the morning.
It is morning?
No, it's early evening.
Oh,
Early
I thought it was
evening.
like some cold pheasant might be good.
How about some cold pheasant?
on your scone.
With a scone.
Would you like a sandwich wrap?
Yes.
what?
I invented it myself.
Exactly.
You so did.
So, it's foggy season in London, and a thick fog billows outside your windows, but
Okay.
toasty and warm inside. Westcott, settles into one of your armchairs and says, apologies for such a long delay in answering your calling card.
Dr. Westcott, I assume you're busy healing. You don't need to explain that to the likes of me.
Actually, as a coroner, I do very little healing,
Oh.
but I am very busy, nonetheless.
Oh wow.
All right. Thanks for pointing that out.
Oh, stop.
Could have let that slide, I guess.
Nope.
Nope. Not until you're in the order. No, but I this is not purely a social visit. I come to you on behalf of the order.
Well, it's my intention to serve, so I stand at the ready, Dr. Westcott.
Very well. I'm glad to hear that.
I saved the world once, Well, once the people can attest to.
Wow.
With no help?
None of you were
A little
there.
bit.
None of you were there.
None of you were there.
Word has reached me of the incident at the Yellow Dragon, and that is part of the reason why I've come to you.
Okay.
I've received a letter from an associate of an associate in the order.
Okay.
one Mr. Jacob Black. And so he pulls the letter out of his vest. Hands it to you.
Okay. Yes, I do have the necessary skills.
Oh my god. Is
I
Wes
don't know
got
what for
impressed?
yet, but
Is Wes got impressed, or is he?
Just want to hit him with his cane.
His hand convulsively flexes over his head.
That's awesome.
How was your wife, Dr. West?
My wife is dead, as you know.
Oh my god.
At 1,000 today.
Baseball?
Baseball? You keep up on all these things from the colonies.
The colonies, yes.
All right. Well, I'll be off to see this man shortly.
Very good. Yes, indeed. I've already sent him a telegram explaining that my duties in the coroner's office will prevent me from meeting with him personally, but that I will be sending a representative.
Yes, I understand that dead patients can be very demanding.
Well, we get a lot of them. And they don't like to wait. So, yes, he will, as indicated in the letter, he will be at the Railway Hotel tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. I have arranged for his contact, Miss Featherstone's Smythe.
No, Farthington-Smythe.
Farthington-Smythe.
Farthington-Smythe. Oh, okay. I wonder who's playing
two last
Farthington-Smythe.
names.
Yeah, exactly. To meet with you and him there, and you are welcome to bring any associates you feel would be well qualified for assistance in an investigation as well.
Bring any assistants I feel are well qualified. All right. All right. Well, and Dr. Westcott, have you been keeping a journal of your dreams, like we discussed?
I have. They've mostly returned to normal, as it were.
Mostly.
Normal, you say. You should tell me about them. You know, secrets are a terrible burden.
They are.
That's your pet.
There's a couple of them.
So he drains the last of his scotch sort of moderately fast.
Oh my god!
Wipes his mouth. Well, I'm glad I can count on you, Dr. Hume, in this matter.
Of course.
Please keep me apprised of developments as you.
I will. You know, I could drop by the Inner Order if it were, you know, convenient, and I could just update everybody.
That won't be necessary. However, as you know, we have our vernal equinox ceremony coming up in a little over a week. Perhaps at that point we can converse.
All right. Well, thank you, Doctor. Okay. All right. Well, I will to expedite matters. I'll send a letter to these three colleagues of mine, to Oswald, Celestia, and Padma. And, hello, all. Trust you're enjoying the world I saved for you.
Oh my god.
And
It's getting out of control.
please meet me. I don't know. Let's. We always meet at Padma's. Let's converge at Padma's. I'm sure she won't mind. I'll bring scones.
Oh, well, there's guns involved.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm assuming Ben will be...
I'll. Well, I think at this point, though, I think I'm going to grab my shotgun, and drop by and talk to Bartleby and explain to him that I have pressing matters and that he should collect fees for referrals. Well, I'm done.
Certainly.
Oh my god.
Okay. So you want to meet at Padma's before you head to the hotel that evening on the 15th, or do you want to meet up later this evening on the 14th?
Well, I don't. You say the mail goes out 3 times a day? Is that right?
No, it goes out. The earliest mail delivery is 7 a.m. and the last one is 6:30 p.m.
And it's early evening, so chances are getting hold of these guys. Now
Yeah, at this time, you can always hire a private courier, but you know.
No.
I'll probably get them first thing in the morning.
Okay. I'll send the notes out and get a good night's sleep because I've got some monster hunting ahead of me.
I love this music. This is me opening my letter the next morning, like, oh, not him again.
Oh, Lord.
It's been 3 months.
Oh, and we're right. There's no living with him now.
There you peep. And then what? Alright.
Okay.
Goes to the past.
3 months ago.
I've been trying to avoid him at all the order meetings.
Exactly.
Well, we are in the same section,
Yeah.
so...
I waved. You must not have seen me. I was waving.
Exactly.
Yes.
So yes, this would be Thursday evening meeting at the railway hotel. So you know you can meet up at Padma's at like 5 or something.
Okay.
I'm-
Okay.
I'm staying there, right?
Probably yeah,
hotel.
at the hotel. Yeah, I
Okay.
imagine you are. Okay, so you are convoked at Padma's the evening of Thursday.
All right. I will. I'll actually just show them a letter if they care to see it, but I'll summarize saying that there is a Jacob Black who's seeking advice. Apparently, there's a curse hanging over his family. He's considered exorcism, but believes it's neither a ghost nor possession that haunts him. There is a Miss Farthington-Smythe, Smythe, who she's implied that I am wise beyond ways common to learned men.
This was addressed to Dr. Westcott, by the way. But he's choosing to read it.
It was implied.
Maybe they should read the letter and see for themselves and interpret.
No, that's fine.
No.
They don't need to act. No, it's fine.
It's
Terribly long. Terribly long.
Your reputation precedes you, etc., etc. Forever in your debt. At any rate, there's a meeting at the 15th, and this evening, and I was going to meet with this Miss Farthington-Smythe, and I was hoping that you could all accompany me since things worked out well the last time.
Oh, well,
Yes.
Sure.
blocked
Not
it out.
getting any younger.
Well, it could be another Pelgrane type situation where you get some
Yeah, yes.
you get some bonus points with the order.
Well, I have my shotgun and some leeches, so
Good.
Sweet.
yeah.
Firing leech slugs? Intense.
Wow.
Leech slugs. A new type of leech.
Crack the leech.
Interesting.
Could just be flaming leeches coming in.
And when they hit you, they start sucking your blood.
I'm saying they must like hiss, like coming at you, screaming.
I wonder if maybe we should ask Celestia to do like maybe a tarot reading. or
You read my
something
mind.
before that.
Yeah.
Read my mind. I was just about to say, I'm pulling the cards. Padma and I are having tea, and what better occasion to look into the view and see what's coming forward for us?
Indeed.
Blap, blap, blap.
Give me a cartomancy roll.
It's a really intense cartomancy session.
What does it indicate?
And I pass.
Excellent.
Ooh.
So again, you see
Do I see
the hangman,
the Pandu?
as well as the emperor
Okay,
in prominent positions.
okay.
Worldly power, enforced sacrifice.
That's right.
You just pulled 2 cards?
Those are the two
In
major
the
arcana.
prominent positions.
Yeah.
Usually 1 or 2 cards that are significant in reading.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
So we should oil up Oswald's wheelchair.
Yes, we
I'm
should.
sure you
Definitely.
do daily maintenance.
I'm often speaking.
Robin definitely.
Do you have your little derringer, your little
Always.
Still with you? Yes, okay, good.
Always. Talk to my bodice.
Aren't we just meeting for the first time?
But we've pulled the hanged man!
It's always on me. It's small.
That is the thing about like tarot readings is it like always like it's so counterintuitive to me. I never like it's death. That's awesome. It's the fuzzy buddy. That's awful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
death is smiling
That's
at
it,
you
you're
and
right.
the funny fuzzy
Death is a
bunny.
change.
Bunny has red fangs.
I was gonna say like the Monty Python fuzzy.
Yeah. Depends on the fuzzy bunny.
Dynamite.
Yeah, that rabbit's dynamite. Alright, so a quick carriage ride
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
central London and St. Pancras Station takes you to the Railway Hotel across the street from the railway station. It's an imposing stone building.
Okay.
Everything here is covered in a thin layer of grimy soot from the locomotives.
Okay.
But they try and put on a posh air, and the doorman opens the door for you all as you pass into the lobby. You find a plushly furnished lobby with thick carpeting, leather armchairs, and potted plants. A couple of old men warming themselves against a log fire.
Okay.
There's the reception desk with a suited receptionist behind it.
Hello, I'm here to see Miss Farthington-Smythe.
Oh yes, she and Mr. Black are dining in the dining room.
Sure they won't mind if we join them?
They said they were expecting you, so a bell is rung, and Porter shows up and the pillbox hat and the whole thing, and leads you out of the lobby and into a big, spacious dining room, kind of 2-story glass ceiling, although you can't see anything now, it's dark. Much brass and silverware in evidence, mostly empty.
Okay.
But you do see a table sort of in the center of the dining area with a thin, rather severe-looking man, gaunt face framed by jet black hair and a closely trimmed beard, perusing a menu in the company of a exceptionally good-looking female. If one were to rate her on a scale of 3 to 18, we would put her at an 18.
Wow.
Let us shout at Oswald is frantically wheeling his chair over to the table.
I thought we had oiled that.
That ain't his wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
Heyo.
Up top.
Definitely the first heyo.
Yeah.
I googled for real life Gibson girl, and this is what came up. So that's
She's
the
so
We're dealing
stunning.
with.
She's a cameo.
yes.
Okay.
I don't trust her.
I don't like her.
Just look at her face.
Yeah.
He's trying to lure me in.
She's
This is
Not to be trusted. So Black sees you all enter, sets his menu down, rises, signals. You take your seats. He offers you. Would you all like menus?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, sure, thank you.
The porter provides some menus.
Does he read us our specials too?
No specials.
Oh.
Oh wow.
It's just a handwritten menu. It's all
Oh,
specials.
it's all specials all the
Look
time.
out.
nice.
I'll have the
Concept.
lobster roll about.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I'll order extravagantly.
Yes.
And
Oh my god.
The bisque.
Yeah. He starts sweating as you place.
could you stuff a lobster inside of the lobster?
Small.
Yeah.
Big. Yeah.
Much larger lobster.
Lobster stuffed lobster.
I had to try.
So I'm observing. I'm seeing everybody as they.
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to do a psychology check. If it's okay to do
Certainly.
both of these.
Of course.
Okay, so I made. I guess I didn't declare who I was doing. I made it on one of them.
Mm-hmm. We'll say that's black.
Okay.
Mr. Black.
And I made it on the other one.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Black.
So, you sense Mr. Black is sort of your typical reserved middle class sort of gentleman. He obviously has a lot on his mind, and is obviously not used to sharing what's on his mind.
Wow.
This Miss
Farthington.
Farthington. I keep wanting to say Featheringstone. I don't know why. Farthington-Smythe seems like she is sort of playing with a good hand of poker. You know, she has the air of someone who is in control and knows it.
Okay. I'll give her a knowing look.
Yeah.
I just nod back graciously, but
Don't worry, he's like this all the time.
duly noted.
Oh, by the way, you can all make no rolls when you
Yes.
see Miss
I was
Farthington.
just about
Oh,
to ask.
I'm just saying when I.
Except for you. Except for you there, newbie.
What do I do about myself?
You're like,
Oh, I totally passed that.
Waited.
No, I do
For the
not.
9.
No.
For the
I
9.
always lose my.
no is up near education.
Oh, I. Good to know.
And it's one of the biggies.
I made it.
Okay. And
Pass.
those of you who made it recognize Miss Farthington-Smythe as a fellow order member.
That's
That's where I know her from. That secret society we belong to.
that's
Oh my
right.
That whole thing.
Do we know where she is on the hierarchy?
Fellow out of order.
Okay.
Okay.
Black, however, you don't. You know, you've never seen it before. So, after all your orders are placed, Black stands and raises his teacup and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen."
Oh.
Takes a sip. And then he
Take a sip.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Over.
Ah,
I
yes.
forget
There
her.
again.
sits back down. Very well, to business then. Dr. Westcott has assured me of your bona fides, and so I feel comfortable in telling you the full story of what has been going on with me and my family over the last 3 weeks. Essentially, the Blacks, well, we have a long and proud history. We can trace our ancestry all the way back to the Norman invasion. We've always lived in the Midlands around Derbyshire. But the one incident that is always spoken of in our family occurred in 1584 when a supposed witch known as Black Annie placed a curse upon my ancestor, Sir Edward Black, squire of the parish.
Squire of the parish, you say.
Yes. The fearful witch had lived in the deeps of a nearby forest known as Oak Wood prior to her arrest and execution.
So what led her to place this curse?
According to the legend, my ancestor, Sir Edward, was instrumental in her arrest and subsequent death sentence.
Okay.
We, all of us Blacks, know the curse by heart. We learn it from childhood. And then he sort of takes a moment and brings it up and recites it. "And ye shall suffer the curse of Black Annie. Blood shall flow, and the dead shall walk, and ye shall be the last of the line."
Oh dear.
It was a pleasant bedtime story to be told when you're growing up. The thing of it is that 2 weeks after she laid the curse, Oakwood Manor burned to the ground. Sir Edward was killed along with most of the household. Only his son survived. He was abroad on the continent at the time. I've never given the curse anything more than idle thought, but things changed recently. 3 weeks ago I had a strange dream. I saw the courtroom in which Annie was sentenced. As sentence was passed, Annie's face screwed up in anger, and she spat her curse. Then I awoke to find myself in an unfamiliar bed. Smoke billowed under a door I didn't recognize, and flames licked around the windows. Leaping out of bed, I ran to the window. Opening it, braving the flames, I leapt out, and that's when I woke again, for real this time. 2 weeks ago, my wife, Victoria, tragically miscarried. 5 days ago, I found blood seeping from the walls of the house. The following morning, I received news that my father's brother had been thrown from a horse and had died. The maid has complained of seeing ghosts, and the dog has vanished. Milk goes sour, food rots overnight, and 2 days ago, an inverted pentagram was carved on one of the doors in the house. The whole affair is upsetting Victoria terribly, and I would like it stopped. I have heard rumors of the order to which you all belong, and I feel that you may be in a good position to assist me in my wishes. I will pay the order a nominal fee. I will pay all of your expenses. Unfortunately, I only have sleeping quarters for 3 of you, but I can put the rest of you up in a hotel in town.
Well, these things happen. Can I do a psychology check to see if he's being completely forthright?
Certainly.
I failed it.
I'll do a psychology.
Okay.
I also feel it.
Fail.
Yeah, he's pretty hard to read. He's very dour. He seems fairly stern, humorless. Whether this is due to the events of the past 3 weeks or not, who knows? But that's his demeanor at this time.
Well, okay. Well, I do hope that we can help you with this matter, and although I do not know all of you, I am definitely anxious to work with you all because I have heard about the various things you've helped other people out with, and I have no doubt that we will be able to end this curse for you.
Very good. That is why I contacted you initially, Miss Farthington-Smythe.
Did anything occur just prior to these events? Any business reversals? Any employees that you had to let go? Any change before any of these strange phenomena began?
Not a thing. Not a thing. Everything was moving along more or less as normal. What started it was the strange dream.
We had one of those.
Yes, you were Dallas, I see. I guess.
Well, how soon can we just come see your house then?
I would like, if possible, for you to leave as soon as your schedules allow.
Well, my schedule is open, so I'm more than happy to leave as soon as all of you are ready.
I can purchase tickets.
I'm ready.
I raised my eyebrow.
I can
Whatever you need.
I can purchase tickets for a midday train departing from Euston as early as tomorrow.
Excellent.
Excellent. Now, when you say expenses, you
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
you're including like lost wages, things of that sort, lost fees,
Like
opportunity costs.
Yes.
Opportunity costs.
Oh my god.
If you can.
I'm pretty sure I would break social convention and kick you under the table.
Ow! Padma, it's not for me. The fee has a curative effect.
Oh my god.
Let's just say that if you can rid my house of this strange affliction which seems to have settled over it, I will gladly pay any bill that you send my way.
Wow.
Any bill? Okay. I don't know. I can imagine a lot.
All right.
Make sure Brett will be really
Yeah.
keeps tabs on everything.
And put their hand on the billing.
So
Okay.
we have dinner or what?
Oh yeah. So at this point your dinners do arrive. Your lobsters, stuffed with lobsters and so forth.
Oh.
That was a good idea.
Oh yes.
We have
yeah.
Salad.
We must have noticed this by
Bugs
now.
of the sea,
We're
for
each,
God's sake.
we're each sitting
Rats.
on either side of her.
No, you noticed her dislike of the sea? I think so. You're fairly open about it, right? I mean,
It's something I'm terribly embarrassed about.
yeah. Can't really hide it, really. I mean,
No.
I've known people with genuine phobias, and it's really not
Yeah.
something you can
They do
keep
avoid
under wraps.
jumping up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh! Yeah. All right. So,
Alright.
anything you want to do in the next 12 hours or so?
I'm consulting with Padma about personal protection. I don't know what I should. Should I arm myself? What do you think I should do?
If you haven't already, you're foolish.
All right then.
I'll try to buy a couple boxes of shells.
Mm-hmm.
Should name the
I'll
shotgun.
probably take you.
We'll go shooting
We'll go
together.
shooting tonight.
I'll clean my gun cane and polish it up so it's nice and pretty too.
For Opal, I'll buy some.
Opal. I'll lend you
Opal
a
the
spare
shotgun.
Derringer. How's that?
I'm gonna clean my
pearl-handled
chair.
Personal life. Nice.
Well, you're gonna like shave and get some
Trim your
honey.
mustache.
Oh yeah. You're busy.
Like the bonds, that's like 50s style.
But I'm standing up. I'm
Using a
6
ruler
foot.
to really get that
Lots
mark
of
straight.
gel, yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pomade.
Robin, have you starched my collars?
Yes. No. Bring me the other mustache comb.
Walrus ivy comb, you fool.
Fantastic.
Do
He
you
has
have
to
like this?
pop.
It gives me a good lift and body.
You want to lift and separate.
That's right.
That perfect part.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
dear. Oh dear.
So,
Points of mustache care. 5 points.
so you all rendezvous at how many days are you all packing for, by the way?
Oh, I'm gonna plan for a week, just in
Yeah,
case.
I guess so. A week.
I'm always equipped for at least 2 weeks.
True.
So it'll be 2 dresses.
2 dresses, yeah.
Oh,
And change of underclothes.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'll explain to Bartleby that he should, stay away from my forbidden office of mystery. Well,
Oh yeah.
you wouldn't
This is
understand
strange
anyways,
obsession.
but don't go poking about.
why are you so fascinated by my forbidden office of mystery?
Okay, so, Black informed you that he was going to catch the first train out in the morning, so he's gonna get there ahead of you.
Okay.
So you all rendezvous at Euston Station, board a train for Birmingham, and it's going to be a 4-hour journey. You're going to change trains in Birmingham and head on to Helmsden, which is a little bit outside of Derby proper. Let's see how far outside. Quite a bit outside of Derby, actually. About 3 hours.
You're
by
walking the
train.
rest of the way.
No, I mean the train will take you straight through Helmsden, but yeah, it's a couple hours outside Derby. And so as you debark from the train at this little country station, Black is standing there, the steam from the train sort of washing around him as he stands there in his black frock coat and black top hat. But he welcomes you all. He, porter loads your luggage on a cart. You all head over to a waiting cab. And by the time you reach Black's house, the shadows are growing long.
I'm gonna stay in the hotel.
Okay, so who's staying in the hotel? He's got room for 3. Oswald.
Why don't you go somewhere else?
Lily.
And Lily. Okay. So Padma, Celestia, and Dr. Hume will be in the house.
What's the matter?
I would have rather stayed in the hotel than the cursed house.
I went to
Finnegan
the hotel.
just jumped on it. Yeah. I'm too much
Well, it would
of a
make sense for Oswald to stay in a hotel anyway, because that way you can get a ground floor room.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Black's house, the
Well, that's
guest
why I
rooms are
didn't
on the
argue
second
it.
floor.
Unless you were big enough and strong enough to help me with my wheelchair.
I thought that's what Robin was for.
Sir, you can walk. Shush.
No, but Black's house is located just sort of on the outskirts of town, so it's really only like a 10-minute carriage ride from the hotel back out.
So
to the
we're
house.
talking a house.
It's a house.
It's an estate. It's like is it like huge or was it? What?
It is not huge. It is a 3-story house.
So a manor. Mm-hmm. Kind of.
Stands on a 1/4 acre. You know.
So just a house.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of comparable to Padma's residence. You know, sort of upper class, but not fancy. You know.
Okay.
And you know, as you step down off the carriage, you see a very nicely tended garden in the sort of twilight light.
Anything dripping blood yet?
Nothing of the sort. It also looks like a relatively new house, maybe built in the last 20 years or so.
Is Mr. Black there?
Oh yes, he met you at the station.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I have a question. This house looks relatively new.
Oh yes.
Is it just renovations, or has it met any sort of
Oh no,
disaster?
it's a new house. I bought it when Victoria and I were married. We moved in.
Built on top of any abandoned graveyards
Yeah,
or
I was
anything like
gonna say,
that.
Indians in England.
I just moved the heads.
Is it on top of any Pictish graves,
Yes,
perhaps?
there's a little
That's what I was
stone
gonna say.
mound.
An ancient Pictish burial ground?
Where a whole bunch of Scottish people died.
Yeah, I know.
Going on.
Just Scottish people.
Yes. I believe there was a massacre of the Scots in the Civil War, but you know. No, the old the old Black property was in the town of Beck Green,
Which is
Where is that? Yeah.
not too far outside of town here, 10 miles from here.
Huh.
That, of course, the old manor burned to the ground.
Right.
That's right. Yes. 1584.
no. Do you still own the grounds in which it once stood?
No, I do not. There's only one property still standing on those grounds. It was the Hunter's Lodge, and it is owned by a gentleman named Randolph Northcote at this point.
Perhaps we could ask him if we could go take a look at where it once was.
Yeah.
I'm sure he.
What's the general creepiness factor of this house? I mean, it's,
Oh,
Psychology
so
roll
you're
for that?
sort of yes, roll against your creepiness detection.
It's not Scooby Doo.
You've sort of been.
the intuition.
sure, yeah, something like that.
I do have Call of Cthulhu stats for the Scooby Doo gang, by the way.
That is awesome.
Yes, it is.
Yes, that'll make a one-shot one day. But you've sort of been having this conversation as he's taking you up along the path, past the well-tended shrubs and rose bushes and so forth. Of course, this is coming out of winter into spring, so everything's a little bare still. But yeah,
Yeah.
kind of looks like crap. Please forgive the condition of the garden. I
It looks like crap.
I have a man. It looks like crap.
You know, I have to admit, this kale stuff's good.
Isn't it good?
It's
It's
addictive.
addictive, yeah.
Yes.
So good for you.
Tastes good. It's good for you. So you're entering the house as you're chatting, and it's sort of your typical Victorian school of interior decorating, like just no bare space on the walls whatsoever.
Yep.
Like our place.
It's more like how our place was in San Francisco.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, just pictures everywhere. Lots of porcelain,
Knickknacks.
knickknacks, little, like a Japanese, some Japanese influence creeping in here and there,
What a lovely home you have, Mr. Black.
Oh, well, thank you. It's all Victoria. She
Will we get to meet her?
she is staying in Derby at the moment
Understandable.
until this all blows over.
Like the girlfriend in Canada.
Right.
Oh my god. I do have a wife. She's in Derby.
Yes.
You would know her. She goes to a different school.
Exactly. What's her name? I don't know.
George Glass.
Yes.
Ladies, I just wanted to say that I did sort of expect that neither of you of such carriage would want to stay in a hotel, and I'm used to such coarse conditions, but if you would like to stay in the hotel instead of me, I would be more than happy to stay in the home.
I'm gonna call dibs on that. All right.
Okay. All right.
Take you up on
I
that.
do appreciate that offer. Yes.
All right. What does Oswald do?
All like, Padma, what are you doing here? Damn it!
No, he's brought you all out just to kind of give you a tour. And then,
Yeah. Oh, there's a dog.
So he takes you through the parlor. There's a bit of a needlepoint up on the up over the mantle that has the Black family curse.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
This is unsanitary. This isn't right for you.
Yes, he sort of has a bit of a sardonic grin, and he says, "Well, you can see we never really gave it much credence beyond sort of the family story, if you will. But now I'm not so sure. At any rate, let me take you through. So that's the drawing room. Takes you through the dining room, kitchen, drying room, maid's quarters." He says the maid comes in during the day, so she's not here right now.
Was she the one who discovered the pentagram?
Yes, she was. So you'll
Well,
be able to
speak
talk to
with
her in the morning. Yes.
Can you show us where the walls bled?
Certainly. Let me take you through. So he takes you into the drying room and points out, well, this was the wall. I had the maid scrub it thoroughly, but you can still see over there in the corner, he points out little reddish-brown traces kind of right in the corner where you can't really get a good scrub going. My friend Dr. Winthrop analyzed the blood and determined it was human.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
And then here, and he kind of steps behind the sort of wash basin, pulls a door out. This is the vandalized door. It was originally on the dining room. I had it replaced before I departed for London.
It's an interior door.
It's an interior door.
Uh-huh.
And then he points out the pentagram, and it's only about 4 inches across.
Oh my.
And very crudely scratched into the wood of the door about a couple inches from the bottom.
Oh. Creepy.
I know. I was a little
Wait, what?
weird and big things.
Cass, is there any?
something small.
Are there any legends about Black Annie? Is this the first time we've heard about?
There's something
Black
small.
Annie?
You can do a gold roll.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I make mine.
You did.
Mine as well.
Oh.
Oh.
I made it.
Yes, it is a
Lay it where it lies.
No.
When I make mine.
I'm not gonna. They already did. All right.
Yeah, just to see if you personally know or not. Anyone who makes it gets a check.
Yay.
Oh, 95.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Well done.
No.
Okay.
I seem to have missed that story. Do tell.
I was distracted.
So you're those of you who make the occult roll are reminded of an old folk legend about the Black Annis being an old hag of English folklore.
Yes.
But you're not aware of that being connected to any kind of witch, legendary. It's sort of the names are similar, and maybe that's why Black Annie got that name, just because it evokes the Black Annis myth.
Okay.
Or maybe she's possessed by the spirit of that hag.
Who?
I
would be
see.
Possessed.
The witch. Maybe Black Annie was possessed by Black Annis.
Well, Black sort of says, well, my understanding is that the black appellation was given to her after her execution due to my ancestors' role in her arrest. However, I had made that connection as well and have done a bit of as much research as the local library will allow. Let me take you up to the study, actually, and I can show you what I've amassed.
Good.
So Robin helps you up the stairs, Oswald.
Okay.
And Black takes you into his study. You see his desk is covered in a mass of documents and records, as well as books. Feel free to study this at your leisure.
I'm gonna look at the books. What are the books on the desk?
They're like locally published books about the history of this area of Derbyshire and that sort of thing, you know.
Anything that stands out?
Nothing really stands out. It'll take you about an evening study to
Okay.
really go through all
Alright.
of this. Yes, and so let me take you. Those of you who are staying, let me take you around to your quarters.
I'm sure it'll be an uneventful night.
I'm sure. Hopefully, for God's sake.
I hope not, because the sooner something happens, the sooner we can solve what's going on.
That is certainly my hope as well, that we solve this sooner rather than later. Padma, give me an idea roll.
I make it.
Hey.
Make it my own.
Yeah.
On your way from the railway station out to Black's house, you did notice that there's an antique store in town.
Oh.
Just a little professional interest.
And I was like, what clue? No. You get to go antiquing.
Hey, you never know.
Especially these country
That's
antique
right.
stores, you can find some good stuff, you know,
Oh, yeah.
for a low price.
They don't know what they've got.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Is this really Oliver Cromwell's head? As far as I know, sir.
Oh, cities, common as skull.
Oh.
Wonderful.
So,
The same knife.
I know. That's a little mini.
so there's one room with a double bed and one room with a twin bed.
Oh dear.
Well, wait. We'll take the double bed.
All right,
Okay.
Oswald, you'll be in the twin. No, I'm
No,
sorry. I
he's
mean,
in the
Dr.
hotel.
Hume, you'll be on the twin. And
That's what I wanted anyway.
Oh yeah.
but no, both rooms are very nice. You know, sort of decked out in your typical English country style, with a nice four-poster bed and plastered walls and old, and the timbered roof and the fireplace in both rooms.
Okay. Are they going? Has the fire been
The
started?
fire's been started. Josephine, the maid, she started it before she left. There's a fresh apple on the mantelpiece. Sort of country tradition.
Nice. Wait, can we eat the apple?
I don't think you're supposed to.
Oh,
Really?
just leave it there.
Yeah, it's like to absorb all the bad air or something like that.
Oh, I thought that was an onion.
Yeah, onions elsewhere, I guess.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
But apples
in some
too?
areas.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever. Some piece of fruit or vegetable.
Something that's absorbent.
Yes.
Yes. That's the key to the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, apples turn brown. That must mean they're absorbing evil spirits. That sort of thing.
Foot detox.
Have you ever seen Shrunken Head Apple? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Those are
totally.
freaky.
They are.
They are.
They're
They're full of
creepy.
evil spirits.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
There's no doubt about that.
No,
Oh,
it's
I
not
see.
oxidation at all. Not even a little bit.
What's oxidation? I don't know that.
I could explain what's happening to the apple.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, God.
Alright, well,
Oh,
night,
for
Dr.
God's
Hume.
sake!
We're leaving.
he's always like this. He's always like, sorry.
Night.
You're already out on the water.
Enjoy your evening, ladies.
Exactly.
Learned. It's pronounced learned.
A lot of Simpsons quotes today.
Oh yes, it's one of those nights.
Alright, so we're trying to deflect
Yes.
how nervous we are. Alright.
So, and then yes, Padma and Oswald, you head back to town. You are arranged for rooms at the Queen Anne Hotel. It's a high standard room, neat and clean, or high standard hotel with neat and clean rooms. and excellent food.
Lovely.
Okay, so we are at the.
Yeah, we're at the cursed
We're at the
house.
You're at the house.
So,
I know. I'm like,
okay, so the
high five, high.
you know, we kind of. I'm thinking back to the tarot reading. I'm like, wait a minute, there were some warnings in that.
Wait, it may have
But
made
it
sense.
seem
Yeah.
all positive.
Yeah. Somehow they made the hanged man seem like a bad thing.
Although maybe he's like deaf.
Yeah, maybe he's hanged in a really nice way.
So are you talking to Celestia about this?
He's not dead. What?
I was right, he's hanging upside down by his.
He's not dead.
He's not, no.
He's dancing.
Okay. Well, actually, I'll go. It's really fun. The truth is that Dr. Hume does want to talk about the tarot reading, but he is going to go knock on the door. I wanted to talk about the tarot reading if I could.
Yes, by all means.
Alright, so you're there. Are we like in our pajamas now?
You can all have a pillow fight while we do this if you want.
Is your hair down?
I think it is.
This is fairly intimate
I
stuff.
know, I'm brushing my hair. I don't care.
All right,
I'm brushing
fine.
my hair at the
We're here for a business.
vanity.
We're here for.
I am
I'm
listening to everything. Yeah, exactly. I'm
a
brushing my
doctor.
hair.
We're here. Yes, we're here to.
I sit
nothing
here
I
for
haven't seen
59, 60, 61.
joke. It's the key to my success. Alright, so okay,
Days
so
before
I'm
Krell.
overhearing this. So you did
Right.
a
So we're
reading
discussing.
before
We are
this
discussing a negative card that was pulled called Le Pendu, which is the Hanged Man. Also pulled in that same reading was the Emperor, which is a man of law and standing.
Could
The
that
Emperor, a ruler.
stand for Mr. Black?
Indeed, it could, or for someone more powerful than he.
And the hanged one, what does that usually represent?
Betrayal, death, a lingering unpleasantness.
So I wonder if we should just burn the house now and get it all over.
Right.
Burn it to the ground.
Look for tunnels. Look for tunnels.
It always
underneath.
ends up like
Tunnels,
this.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should
Small creatures.
look into the death of the uncle who died.
Yes.
That's a real crime. The rest of this is just humbuggery.
Exactly.
Humbuggery.
Pure humbuggery.
I wonder if we should take advantage of the night to do a little
Sleuthing?
Stake out.
sleuth stealthily.
Yes.
Well, he said you were welcome to go through the papers in the study at any
Well,
time.
let's do
So.
that.
Okay, well, I think we could go through
Let's
the.
take
Yeah.
a candle.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, but there were the other grounds that we wanted to look at as well, wasn't there?
So, Beck Green,
Yeah.
Perhaps in the day.
That might be
It's,
better to investigate in daylight.
10 miles outside of town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to. I think we should take advantage of what's in the study
Okay.
and see what's there, and then
A perimeter walk.
yeah, and then just look around.
Footprints, perhaps.
Indeed.
Something.
All right. So I'm gonna put my dressing gown on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we're gonna go to the study.
Okay. So, yes, an evening study will reveal the following points. Black's account of the curse is accurate and is verified by 2 separate sources.
Oh.
Black Annie's real name was Annie Wilcox. She was born in Cornwall and moved north after her parents' death in 1580. 4 years later, she was convicted of witchcraft and sentenced to death. Annie was no more than 20 years old when she was burned at the stake and buried in Beck Green. She became known as Black Annie following her celebrated cursing of a Sir Edward Black. Sir Edward Black lived in Oakwood Manor, near the village of Beck Green. After the fire, the manor was never rebuilt and the land was sold. The land currently belongs to Randolph Northcote, who lives in Hunter's Lodge.
Where's Hunter's Lodge?
But that's the only remnant of the manor.
So Beck Green.
Okay, so we should probably go.
There were several locked drawers in the desk at the study.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, I have this Italian tool.
Do you?
May I
That doesn't work. I have a
Attempt?
shotgun.
That's the English tool.
I can always ask him for a key.
Oh,
It's bad those
But
eyelashes.
let's try it first.
and I pass.
Yes.
Okay, so you find just a bunch of papers pertaining to his trade as a solicitor. His will as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
To whom does he leave his estate?
Victoria, or if she should predecease him, his parents.
All right.
His parents are still
He has
alive?
parents.
Oh.
See?
At the bottom of the bottommost drawer does contain a curious artifact. It is a velveteen box. Flipping it open, you find the regalia of a member of the Freemasons.
Oh,
These
have
guys
we been had?
Screw the Freemasons.
So screw the Freemasons.
A little like
I hear something.
Little bug.
Back at the hotel, Padma's like, oh, piercing headache out
Got
of
the most
nowhere.
masony smell.
I'm having a stroke.
Overhill. So,
Mustache floats. And the Masons.
all right. So, well, I would have figured a man of his stature would be affiliated with those folks.
No, we ought to put a mole in the Masons.
We really ought to.
Yeah.
Mulverhill.
Oh.
Maybe we should go talk to Wolverine.
I'm working on it.
You're working
She's
on
working
Wolverine?
on
I
it.
didn't
Yep.
invite him to
Yep.
team.
Working the Mulverhill connection.
She's working it.
Work.
Working it and working it.
Okay.
All right.
So-
So, well, I mean, are you really that surprised that he would be?
Mason?
Yeah.
I guess not.
It's just that we have had some history with masonry, and it hasn't all been pleasant. That's all. Just brings up some,
No, I'm right there with you.
Some
There's a
difficulties?
reason why I'm affiliated with the Golden Dawn.
and I can't help but wonder why he didn't ask them for help. Anyway.
You and your
Well,
all boys club.
honestly, I have found them to be incredibly ineffective. Ineffectual. They're not very
More of a social organization
exactly.
than
Really, purely,
than-
almost.
a true.
Yeah.
Occult
No,
investigator.
there's really nothing that they could really do for this,
All right then.
except access people that would be able to help them.
I see. All right.
So, so we find these things. So should we do our walk and check out, what's going on around this house? What time is it?
It is getting on for about 11 p.m.
Perfect.
It's a great time for a creepy walk.
That's it. That is a creep.
So let's go.
Andy Samberg doing the creep dance. As I did.
So meanwhile, back at the Queen Anne Hotel, you have both, been shown to your rooms and so forth. But of course, at a small town hotel such as this, would be traditional hangout in the parlor area, get to know the other tenants of the hotel, the owner, and so forth. And so you pass the evening in small talk, but you do pick up a few little nuggets about the town of Helmsden where you're staying. Basically, you're within striking distance of the Peak District, an area of natural beauty. So it's a lot of times people come out here for extended hikes through the countryside. Nearby is a particularly well-known landmark of that area, known as Merlin Cave, the entrance to an extensive network of caves in the area.
We're just gonna look at each other knowingly like,
We're going in the cave.
Some discreet questioning reveals that Helmsden is notable for its complete lack of notoriety. Other than the sensational wolf murders of 1852.
What?
Whoa.
Wolf, like as in wolves, or
yeah,
wolf?
details.
The name of a family?
Well, wolf murders, that's what they call them. Let's see here. You can give me a persuade roll, one of you, whoever has the best persuade.
What's yours?
To see if you can,
40.
see if you can extract
I make it.
some info.
Yeah.
Very good.
Some nice dice. Today. This is why I have 3 different types of percentiles.
Babies, it's okay. They might doubt you.
Well, yeah, so you sort of gently extract the story. During the winter months of 1852, January and February 1852, starting then, farmers began to discover carcasses of sheep torn apart as if by some wild animal. Several hunts were organized, and a number of wild dogs were found and killed. But the killings continued until April, when they mysteriously stopped.
And we're in March.
Yes, you are.
Okay. But like 40 years later.
41 years later, yeah. Okay, so back at the Black residence, you guys just want to do a perimeter walk? Okay.
Like inside the house, outside the house.
See what? Anything obvious?
Okay. Tracking rolls.
Oh. Tracking.
Okay.
I fail.
Oh,
I feel miserably.
failing. No.
Yeah. You really don't see any tracks or anything distinctive.
Any of you want to push that?
I would like to push that.
I'd like to push it. Okay. Well, I think if you fail it,
Trip and turn your ankle
Oh,
in the
That's
dark.
good.
that is good.
yeah,
Trip on
a
something.
trippening will occur.
Tripping.
Oh, no. What kind of chance? Why did I do this?
I'll do one too.
You don't have to push.
can
if
back
you don't
Oh,
want
I'm
to.
gonna.
You can always back out when you hear the
I'm gonna
consequence.
push. And I fail.
Oh.
All right. So you're you're kind of walking around. There's some shrubs up against the back side of the house. Oh, maybe there's something here. You're sort of pushing the branches aside and leaning in and moving in, and suddenly some animal varmint of some kind just goes running between your legs and just totally trips you up, and you fall forward and
Animal.
see here.
Varmint.
Marmonty.
Varminty animal. Yes. You fall forward and kind of throw your hands out, and you land badly on your left wrist and sprain it.
Ah.
Are you gonna try and treat
Sure
it
you have.
yourself?
I'm sure you have gauze.
Fine, yeah. Can I try and treat my wrist myself?
Give me a first aid roll.
Okay.
You break your wrist.
Oh, hey, I made it. I nicely made it.
All right. Go ahead and check your first aid there.
Very good.
Okay. Look, I did medicine.
Hey, did you all roll your checks from last time?
I haven't rolled my checks.
Oh, well then you should have done that.
Yeah, well, not a-
Pardon me. So yes, go ahead and roll your checks.
Okay.
So if we
You want to fail it,
right,
and if you fail it, it goes up by D10 points.
Okay. So persuade. Let's see. I failed my persuade.
Oh, I failed that one.
Yeah. So.
really,
That's
Good.
okay. That was already really freaking high.
Oh, that's the point.
Ooh, I have 7 more persuade points.
Very good.
Wow.
I'm damn persuasive.
Ooh, I passed that one. So if I
If you fail,
if
roll.
I fail it, which means that I
You
passed the- yeah.
succeeded, yes.
succeeded, then it goes up by D10.
D10, exactly. So that's the one's dice you've been rolling there. Yeah.
9.
Very good.
Oh.
I rolled right at my psychology.
So unfortunately, that would be a success. So
Okay.
Oh, and that's a useful one. I got it in a spot hidden.
ooh,
Oh, very
that's
good.
Very useful.
That
Good one on
is.
spot hidden too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why didn't I put it in?
Ooh, I failed spot
So
hidden.
I didn't get the credit reading one.
Okay.
An
Well, you're.
86.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's-
really.
86.
Yeah.
She's a queen.
Major.
When you hit 90, you get sanity points. When any skill hits 90, you get bonus sanity.
Ooh.
Very good.
my idea's 90.
Doesn't work that way.
Nice try though.
This is all I had a check on high and I had 10% and I made the roll.
That's terrible. Murphy's Law.
Next time.
Wow.
Murphy's Law of rolling your skill checks.
Oh, and I do have a medicine one since I botched that
Oh, yes.
syphilis
So
thing.
Bot will get you a check.
And I failed.
Good, good.
So now I have a 16% in medicine.
You went home and read up on syphilis.
Oh!
Imagine that.
Oh, that's what syphilis is.
Yeah. I thought it was bad breath. Oh, God. I've been making some really bad diagnoses.
Good thing nobody noticed.
Why did anyone say anything?
Well, I am a doctor.
Yeah.
So, yes.
he-
So you're
okay.
tripped by a varmint of some sort
Okay.
Dr.
as
Hume, are
it
you
runs
okay?
out into the...
Yes, I can treat this myself, fortunately.
Yes.
Oh.
See, look.
Wow, you're really doing
That
a
is
good
tremendous.
job.
Don't doubt that.
No, it's a treatment you would do when you get back inside. But obviously, yeah,
Oh no, I can treat it.
you know what to do basically. So
So we're walking around. So we're gonna go into that little area where the blood showed up in
The corner.
into the drying room. Okay. So back into the house.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna look at like the kitchen. I think there's.
Is the drawing room adjacent to the kitchen?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
is it like
where
where
it
they
was carved on the dining room door, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
But that's
Okay.
now behind the washstand.
Mm-hmm.
The door has been removed.
Yes.
But still, maybe checking out in the dining room
Definitely.
again if they
Definitely.
replace the door.
Yeah.
That's odd too.
Any little
That is.
hidey holes?
Yeah.
Just low to the ground.
Yeah.
So what's
Okay.
behind the drawing room wall?
Knock around. Okay. Just by the way, with the sprained wrist there, if there's any skill you're using that's going to require your left hand, I don't know what that may be, but we'll take
Well,
it
maybe
case by case.
shooting.
Shotgun.
Library
Yeah, probably
shooting.
shotgun for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You would be at minus 20 to your skill.
Oh, boy. I don't have any.
Wow.
Okay, so I have a 5% chance of.
All right.
Yeah, because you're having to shoot the shotgun like this. You can't hold it.
Just
Whatever.
just single-handed.
the shoulder feels
Stand
fine.
still.
Dr. Hume invents the sawed-off shotgun.
All right.
All right, so you want to head for the dining room, you want to head for the drying room, etc. So you walk back into the house. As you walk in by candlelight, you hear some more scuttling, as if from like mice fleeing the light.
Really?
But it sounds more unwholesome in a certain way.
More unwholesome than
Like
mice?
bats.
Yes.
Like bats. It sounds like bats, right?
If bats could run.
That sounds like
doesn't
bats.
doesn't sound like bats.
And there's a faint
It sounds like
odor.
lard.
Oh, please
Oh,
yourself.
An odor?
Charcoal.
That's worse.
Much worse.
Oh dear.
A charcoaly bat.
Charcoal odor.
Scrambling.
Scrambling bat
Scuttling.
sound.
Scuttling.
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 Scuttling and charcoal. Wait, like shadow? Is this after we illuminate the area?
This is as you're coming into the house. The noise
Not when
and the
we
light.
brought
It's like
the light.
cockroaches flying.
The noise and the light as you come into the house.
The presence of evil. The presence of evil.
Evil.
Evil. Pentagram ritual. Perhaps a pentagram ritual
Let's
later.
I think we should do that now.
Perhaps.
I think we should do that now in order to
Banishment.
kind of make sure that this place is as secure as possible tonight as we sleep. What do you think, Dr. Hume?
I was actually kind of thinking we should do a come out and show yourself ritual if we had one.
Do you have?
But
Do you know how to do that? I don't know how to do that
I
yet.
guess it'd be a sort of summoning ritual. I don't know.
Yes.
I just haven't been
I wouldn't feel comfortable summoning anything until everyone is here, so we can draw upon all of our power. But it's up to you, of course.
I'm all in favor of personal safety, so that's fine. I just hate all this skulking about. I wish they'd just come out so I could shoot.
Well, if they're
Corporeal?
Yes.
substantial. If they're substantial. Oh, GM, what are you doing?
I was just looking up pentagram ritual.
Okay.
Okay, so do you guys want to do it tonight?
Sure.
Yes.
Who wants to do it? It's sort of a one-person job.
Oh.
Oh.
Who has the highest occult?
Oh. Mine is 25.
I have 71.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Wow.
71?
Well, that's what I
Good
did
lord.
instead of studying.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
46. So I bow to your
Yeah. No.
skill,
Along
Dr.
for the
Hume.
ride.
Yeah, you were up all night in the library. Yes, I was studying medicine.
Yeah. Hello, forbidden lore.
It is awfully spicier
Yeah.
than medicine, that's for sure.
Okay, so
You only managed to make the vivisection seminars.
yes. Knives. Germ
Book
theory,
of
you
most
say.
likely.
That sounds like nonsense.
Yeah.
I made it. 66.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So yes, you. Where do you want to? You can do it in the air. You can inscribe it. What do you want to do?
I will do it where it's most apparent that I'm doing something fancy and
So just out in the
Yes,
entrance
yeah.
hall, basically.
watch this, ladies.
Oh, us? Oh. Well, I have seen a pentagram ritual before.
But have you seen it done like this?
Ooh, his technique is amazing.
How would I know if I'm impressed? Am I impressed?
No, it's a pentagram ritual.
Okay.
He does it right. You know that he does it right.
Okay.
Damn, he knows something.
Against all intuition.
Yeah.
It seems that he's good at something.
Alright.
That is something noteworthy is that you all do have a ritual dagger on hand at all times
Alright.
Okay.
It's good to know.
in order to do the pentagram ritual.
Great.
So
We could
Knife
do this in a
skills.
couple different places in the house.
certainly
I think
you could
one
do it
would
on
affect the
you could
whole
do it on
house.
each floor if you wanted to.
I think that might be good.
Okay. So you guys.
So that's the first floor.
I really would have done it where there was blood and
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Well, let's just pentagram the place up.
Okay. So just the one roll is sufficient. You guys move through the house, doing a pentagram
Pentagramming it
ritual
up.
pretty much in every room.
Don't want to get piked.
No.
Oh.
No, it's not
It's been
too
3
soon.
months.
It's been adequate time.
3 months.
It's adequate. I didn't know the guy. So.
Okay, so I'll actually say
Wanna
that
pike
character. We don't want to get piked.
It's a thing.
Literally?
I'm pretty sure it was weird enough in the order that would have been a thing.
Wesley
Yeah,
Pipes.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
yes.
yes, Wesley Pipes.
Yes.
Outrageous, sir.
I like that we're all assuming he's dead. He's in an insane asylum. I mean, it's not. It's
Well,
not.
but that's
even
only
worse.
his body.
That's
like,
worse.
No, his
No. I mean,
his brain
his
is still
mind
alive.
is.
His
He's
soul,
in an insane asylum.
his
Oh, that's
spirit
right. He's in
is
the
in somebody else's
body.
body. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't even get the relief of
That
death.
weird
No.
gingery
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who would
Bulverhill's
save him?
body was dead because
Yeah.
Pike's body was pulled from the
Found.
Thames, but you all know he's still alive.
He
He's
was
just in
Very
somebody
died
else's
sweet
body.
oblivion.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, yes.
I'm telling you, I'm Wesley Pipes.
Yes.
Well, he kind of went into his own
Which is
oblivion.
never gonna work for him in an insane asylum.
No.
You know what? I'm gonna stop fighting that. Okay.
There's a reason they still make them.
Yeah.
Here.
Not because they suck.
No, it's not.
Oh, the banana ones?
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
I never even had one
Yeah. Okay, so
before.
um,
My
So we're
first.
so you
pentagramming it
pentagram
up.
up the house.
That's what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You hit the sack eventually
Yes.
around 1 a.m.
No, wait a minute. I wanted to look what was behind the
Oh,
wall
certainly, yes. You wanted to check the.
to see how this trickery
Knock,
was
knock,
done.
knock.
Mhm,
Knock,
mhm.
knock, knock.
You thoroughly knock on the wall
Yes.
everywhere. It's,
Nothing
it's
knocks
a
back.
solid,
There's
you
no.
know, stone
Any like
wall.
little mouse holes or things? No?
You don't find any mouse holes. You give a thorough search of the house. You know, you take your time, so no spot hidden rolls are required.
I fear
You
we
go
may
really
be
slow.
involved with true paranormal activity.
Now they were talking about food rotting and things like that.
Yeah, milk
Yeah.
curdling.
Oh, maybe we should. Do
go
you want to look at the food?
Yeah. Let's go take a look at the food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe make a sandwich while you're at it.
The
I'll make.
make a dagwood while
You
you're
know what? I will make. If the opportunity presents itself, I will make food for my.
Oh, yay!
Oh,
You're very good at that. I'm
wow.
starting to like you, Doctor.
Well, I think he knows what
I'm
he needs
starting to
ingratiate
have a
himself.
reason to like you. You make
A reason
excellent
is
food,
appearing.
and he didn't screw up that pentagram ritual.
That's right.
Oh,
Two good
he
things.
does belong in the order. All right, give me a cooking roll then.
Okay. Oh, I failed it.
Because the food is bad.
No, it's a failure would just indicate just sort of it's okay, you know. It's
I'm
not
afraid the
great.
capers are just not up to
Yeah, a little overcooked, you know, a little.
I think it's great.
Okay.
I've had better.
Of course.
But
That
thank
doesn't
you for
surprise
taking
me.
it upon yourself. Thank you for taking it upon yourself.
I don't care
At
how
the
pretty you are. I
Birdhoff
don't
in
like.
Prague, I had the best capers of my life.
You can have her, Oswald.
If I'm to be had.
Anyway. That ain't over till it's over.
All right, so then you all
Alright.
hit the sack.
Yes.
Okay. So the your night passes otherwise uneventfully.
We try to
However-
make stuff happen.
When you awake in the morning, the apples on your mantelpieces are shriveled and rotten.
Wow.
This is shriveled apple.
Why does he not have little
Yes.
bite?
Yeah, no, they are
Even with the
faces.
pentagram ritual.
Yeah,
I gather that's unusual.
doesn't seem quite cricket.
So can we have, are you all, as Oswald
You
and
look confused.
Padma?
What?
My first worm pie.
That's your first mood pie? You know, I think you kind of have to get them in a window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of.
Otherwise, it's just
developmental
disappointing
thing.
and awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, huh.
What's
This
everyone
is really
going on
dry.
about? This?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a cookie.
Kind of stale.
It's kind of like McDonald's. I mean, you have to.
It has to be imprinted
It's an
in an
acquired
early
taste.
age. Yeah.
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 It printed on you when you
Yeah.
have bad taste, really.
You're small and impressionable.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
the
did you guys
morning
want to
or-
come out to the house for breakfast, or?
I want to come out because I want to speak with the maid.
Sure.
Preferably first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Did you want some of those, Tabby? Because they're gone.
Yeah, I'm doing
Frustrate Jade around that doesn't last long.
Hey,
I think we all did our part.
Have I noticed that Oswald has a thing for this Smith?
Farthington.
Farthington-Smythe.
It's not that obvious. It's not that obvious yet.
Probably not that obvious. No.
I'm not.
You
a
don't
geek.
even really know me. You
I do
don't
have
really
a-
know what
not
I
even-
do.
She's
I do have a
stunningly beautiful.
I do have a psychology.
Yeah, that's all that really matters to me.
75.
But
Give
I'm
me a
not.
psychology roll.
Okay.
Because I'm not looking for a relationship.
Oh, I mean.
Yes, he's definitely attractive.
Okay.
I'm not. I really don't want a relationship right now.
Oswald
The
Finnegan.
PTSD in the legs.
I wanted to
Be
touch
awkward.
me. Your body issues.
Well, at some point I will just sort of mention to him, I don't know what you see in that one.
Oh. Wheels within wheels.
I made her the
Wow.
best sandwich ever.
Oh.
You're right. It was like a banana bread sandwich with cottage cheese.
But I made it with the,
Cottage cheese and
care
like potted
and
meat.
skill.
yeah, care and skill. And spat out my potted meat sandwich.
She didn't like the government cheese I served her. All right, so Josephine is there.
Yes.
She's serving up a hearty breakfast of bacon and eggs.
Non-rotted.
Non-rotted, they didn't rot. So yeah, if you wanna question her, she's around.
Yes. Oh, should I'm serving.
Yeah.
Ask if we can sit with her in the study and interrogate her a little bit
You know.
gently.
Yeah, exactly.
A gentle
I think she'd be
interrogation.
actually less fearful if you two weren't in the room. So if you'd be so kind as to let us talk to her.
You think that you could do a better job of interrogating her? That
Yes.
Oh,
I like her.
and I don't know why.
Dr. Hume, you must know that women are the more delicate sex and that she may need a more genteel hand than what you two could provide.
There's nothing
That's how I
going
feel
good
about
about
this.
sex, but whatever.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you two ladies agree, but
Yep.
hit the road.
Skedaddle.
All right.
you
fine.
two could
Right.
investigate other. I mean, you could talk. Was there anybody else who was in the house?
No.
Does he have like a manservant? Or?
No, it's just the maid.
Okay.
All right.
Maid and Mr.
Oswald.
Black.
That's on. That's that. Really?
That's strange.
Yeah.
All right, then fine.
Because everyone else has run away.
No, it's
No.
just Victoria who left.
Victoria went to Derby.
So one maid was in charge of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
The
They're
whole
middle
house.
class. They're middle class.
All right,
Oh,
that's
okay.
right.
So
That's
Victoria
right.
was doing.
That's
some-
right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, let's go. Maybe we could go talk to this 10 miles out of town. I wonder if we could get there.
That's
Well, we
Beck
wanna go
Green.
with you.
Victoria's in Derby.
Just give us 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Five
Just
minutes.
like,
Like,
yeah.
you guys
Just
have
wait.
like finished
Whatever.
your
Fine,
coffee.
go.
Go
Go.
smoke.
Yeah, cigar.
Yeah, you guys want to backslap and smoke your cigars
Yeah,
anyway.
that's right. You can talk smack about me.
You know, I saw them all with their
hair
gowns last night. Their hair was down.
Did you?
Did you?
Her hair was
fall
down,
off your
you
fork.
say.
I saw an ankle.
The bacon falls in your lap.
All right.
All right.
Well,
So
I'll explain all that in detail to him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, upstairs.
Now, Josephine,
Why are you telling me this?
Mr. Black, Mr. Black shared with us that you had been experiencing some strange occurrences around the house the past few weeks.
I have. It's been a happy time for me here at the Black House up until 3 weeks ago, and at this point, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to stay.
Well, what exactly has been the nature of your experience in the past few weeks?
Well, I've not seen anything clearly, but I've felt the presence and glimpsed furtive movements out of the corner of my eye of what I could swear are ghosts
Ghosts.
moving through the house.
Did it look like their human form?
Well, like I say, I haven't gotten a clear look
But
at it.
something like a figure.
Yes. Something moving.
Movement.
the presence of something in the house.
Do you feel watched? at times?
Yes. I feel like I'm not alone.
Classic.
Even when Mr. Black goes to work.
Oh,
Does
dear.
the presence feel as though it's violent or it's going to do you any harm?
I've never felt directly threatened, but the carving on the door, the blood on the walls, like
Victoria.
Victoria, so sad.
Yes, tragic.
So, at this point, I may have to leave. I don't know. Don't tell Mr. Black.
No,
No.
never.
And have you yourself had any unusual dreams of the late, or?
Sometimes I feel like there's something watching me while I sleep. Maybe in the room with me.
Oh.
And have you heard anything? Because I'm sure you would have shared about the scuttling. Have you heard anything in the house? Any unusual movements of rodents or?
Not that I can say as much, but then again, I'm only here overnight, 2 nights a week. So.
Were you here on the night that the pentagram was carved into the wall?
I was, yes.
What can you remember anything from that evening?
It was nothing unusual. Mrs. Black had departed already, and I served Mr. Black his dinner and started on the laundry. Finished that up around midnight, I think. Retired to my quarters. In the morning, I went down to get the stove lit at sunrise. Discovered the pentagram on the door.
So you didn't hear anything or
No.
see?
But then again, I was sleeping fairly deeply. It's been a long day.
Well, if you do experience anything new or unusual, please feel free to come to us. We, of course, will keep it
Of course.
discreet.
Completely
Thank you.
confidential.
Alright, so
So now should we gather ourselves up and get ready to go visit the property?
yes.
Maybe some unusual caves?
Let's go caving in a giant wheelchair.
I don't want to go into the caves.
The hell you say?
The hell are you saying?
Let's do this.
Alright,
Well-
so yeah, let's make our way
Okay.
toward Beck Green.
All right. So,
Although,
yeah,
do
Mr.
we want to
Black.
kind of poke around the house first and
You
see
can.
if there's anything new or unusual?
Yeah.
And I did want to show the detective the pentagram to see if there's anything he could discern about the nature of the carving.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You can give me a spot hidden roll on the pentagram. Now.
Better make it.
I do.
Yes.
You discern that it was most likely carved with a knife, and not at an angle. It was carved with the knife pretty much perpendicular to the
Something
door.
very short through this.
Or someone upside down.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Get away!
Say suspended from a rope.
Although,
Or an oddly shaped rat creature.
Using a tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
With their
opposable
opposable
thumbs, yes.
Oh God, they can use tools.
Or yes, prehensile tail.
Yeah, the hangman seems a pretty
Yeah.
strong argument for the hangman.
Terrifying.
Was Mr. Black there the night that happened?
Of course, he's there every night.
Uh-huh.
We have a knowing glance.
Every night, except the night when the moon is full in the sky. No.
Oh my god! Double layer werewolf.
Double layer werewolf.
That's the worst kind of werewolf.
Wolf that turns into a human that turns back into a wolf man. Alright, so
Double layered mystery.
is there anything else you wanted to check out in the house?
That's what I know. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay. So,
Heading out for
Green.
Beck Green. Okay.
Okay.
So Mr. Black has left for work. He left instructions that you can feel free to make use of his carriage. He walks to work.
Robin is with us, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Robin
Oh, yes.
could
Robin's-
carry Oswald through the caves if.
I would need to
Yeah.
carry him.
Suppose so.
Necessary.
Yeah. You do have a backpack arrangement. No.
Oh dear.
It's a Yoda kind of.
Robin's doing fucking flips. Through the air.
Alright.
That would be so awesome. Especially with your giant arms
This
and
little
you like
Victorian
help.
sort of a Master Blaster arrangement.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are there stalactites in this?
Uh-oh.
Oh
In
yes.
this cave,
So
because
you'll
I
want to
can-
watch out for the stalactites.
Yeah. He can pull himself through.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty
Alright.
strong. Upper body.
So your
body's strength.
your carriage ride takes you through downtown Helmsden. Padma, you see the antique shop again. The Helmsden Antiques, as it's called. There's the Queen Anne Hotel. There's a pub called the Black Boar. There is a library, Helmsden Library. And also, Dr. Hume, you do spot the offices of Dr. Winthrop,
Ah,
the one mentioned earlier.
we should speak with Dr. Winthrop.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes, we should,
Yes.
especially about the miscarriage.
Yeah.
An antique shop. They might know something.
Yeah, I'm
History.
definitely curious to see if there's any local artifacts or.
Oh well, then should we pull over?
Do
Maybe.
you want to do Helmsden before you do Bet Green?
No, that might be a good idea. We don't know how long we'll be gone for.
Okay. Which do you want to do first of those places around downtown Helmsden?
Let's go for the antique store.
Yes.
So it's a small shop. Entering, a bell rings as you open the door. It's a typical antique shop. It's piled with old furniture, knickknacks, odds and ends.
Might as
It's
well
a,
nicely organized.
Not very nicely organized. No. Its shelves are rather overflowing, containing everything from Civil War era breastplates to ancient pipes, old muskets, porcelain mugs, and of course lots and lots of furniture. There's a man sitting at a desk doing some accounts. Looks up when you come in and hops down off his stool. He's just wearing a vest with a little pocket watch chain across it. He's got rather impressive mutton chops. Hello, welcome to Helmsden Antiques. I am Jonathan Freeman at your service.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I just love your little town and your shop as well.
Oh, thank you. Anything in particular that you're looking for?
As I'm quite intrigued by your lovely village, I was wondering if you might have any local artifacts or any kind of knickknacks of a more personal nature to the area.
Knickknacks of a more personal
As
nature.
a souvenir, let's say, or a trip here.
Yes. Well, of course we have some lovely landscapes here. He points at some scenic features up on the wall. Well, I don't know. Let's see. So he starts kind of rooting around, and he says, "Oh, well, here's an interesting little artifact I found in a desk. I bought he points out the desk. He's like, I bought this off Northcote. He's clearly hesitant to even speak the name. Found the letter sort of tacked up under one of the drawers. You find these sort of things in antiques business, of course.
I'd love to see it.
Oh yes, let me see where I put it here. So he starts rooting around in his roll top desk. There's all these papers and everything. I'm guessing this letter is about 300 years old, if you can believe it. So
We believe it.
it's in terrible condition, but it tells an interesting story. Here it is.
I'll take it. Although, can I do a spot hidden roll for anything else of interest?
Go for it. Yeah.
Let's see. Fingers crossed. No.
It's just too cluttered.
Yeah.
You'd have to spend a whole day in here.
Okay. Perhaps another day. In the meantime, might I?
Oh, certainly. I could let you have that for I don't know, 5 shillings.
Of course.
Certainly.
Pull out my awesome purse and
My awesome purse.
it would be stylish. It even the smell. Should we save this for the carriage ride, perhaps?
Yes, you
Go
could.
see the doctor.
You could.
In the meantime.
Wow, it's really falling apart.
Yeah. Well.
It's 300 years old.
Uh-huh. Uh-oh.
I know.
You're gonna break it.
Might lose it.
Oh wow. Really could seriously fall apart.
Yeah, it's falling apart. It is a letter that is falling apart.
Oh my.
Okay.
I want to do a spot hidden. We're all there.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
looking around while she's having this
I
conversation.
guess I'll do a spot hidden as well.
Couldn't hurt.
Oh my god.
000.
Oh, damn! You can't.
You were
take
like
your
standing
eyes.
outside.
No, you can't take your eyes off Lily.
Ah, that's
what it is.
That's fine. I felt fine.
But a fumble gets you a check as well, because we always learn from
Oh,
our
that's
mistakes.
right. I learned not to stare at her.
Exactly. Must
She's
become
so
more
confounded.
observant.
I wonder what her hair looks like when it's down.
Wait,
Yes,
On the
you-
case.
It's a good thing you're sitting all the time.
Robin,
You
pick me up,
see
but
a,
not yet.
A heavy blanket across your lap since it's
Just want to watch sunset.
Okay.
Look how beautiful that is. Everybody look away.
So a stray bit of her hair has come down, and you just start wondering about the rest of it. Okay.
I'm oblivious.
So you're used to being ogled.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, any other business in Helmston Antique?
We'll speak in the antique store now.
the
Yeah,
doctor.
talk to the doctor.
Doctor, off to the Dr. Winthrop's. He's just down the road.
Okay.
It does right. Don't take this personally, but I've decided Miles doesn't like.
That's
Spartans
fine.
and stuff
No,
very well.
I made her that way.
Okay.
She's a
I know.
polarizing figure.
Yeah, I don't
That's it.
expect everyone to like her.
It's too
It
bad.
goes for all the characters.
Hopefully, you'll understand that doctors are more comfortable talking to other doctors.
Oh.
I think you'll just
He's
be more
like this all the
comfortable.
time.
Well, I've known many doctors in my day, so I appreciate and respect your
Right.
profession. I will give you to it.
Biblically,
Just walk away. I'm gonna check out
Parasol
Padma's-
comes out
Yeah, exactly.
right in the face.
Yeah, no, I do. I kind of poke my parasol in that direction and open it and walk over to see what Padma's looking at.
so inappropriate.
So Dr. Winthrop?
Yeah,
Yes, Dr. Winthrop.
so they're gonna talk.
So you find in Dr. Winthrop's premises a small office. He's currently not seeing anyone, so he's able to speak with you right away.
Okay.
Yes, how can I help you?
I'm Dr. Miles Hume.
Doctor, I see.
Pause for effect.
I am Dr. Andrew Michael Winthrop. Pause for effect.
More impressive name.
It is.
More
An
letters.
extra, yeah.
All right then. Well, I had some questions about a patient of yours. I was wondering if we could discuss this.
Certainly. Patient-doctor confidentiality is years away.
Indeed.
Yes.
Which patient are you speaking of, sir?
Victoria Black. Victoria Black.
Yes, yes, of course.
I understand she miscarried under your care.
Unfortunately, it was not under my care. She had not been in to see me in longer than I would have liked, and my practice kept me from making a house call, tragically, that month.
Yes, tragically for her.
How far along was she?
She was 5 months.
Oh, wow.
Was there anything unusual about this this miscarriage? Was it?
That's
She seemed healthy through her pregnancy. She remains a healthy young woman. I didn't find anything unusual when I examined her after the miscarriage. It was what they call an act of God.
Right.
Not to be indelicate, but did you examine the miscarried child? Was there anything?
I did. It looked to be a healthy baby for the term that it was in. It's tragic,
Spontaneous.
really. But it was a spontaneous miscarriage. But frankly, they've been under a rather large amount of stress lately. So I suppose it could have been induced by that.
What do you hear about this stress that they're experiencing?
Well, there have been some odd occurrences at the house. Apparently, Mr. Black found some blood on a wall in his house. I analyzed it. It was human blood.
This is like creepy doll music.
Yeah.
I know,
Creepy
it is.
Just imagine like a little
Yeah.
infant ghost. Sitting on a
Hovering.
shelf somewhere.
Baby hovering.
Well, I'll just kind of
Fetus.
Doctor, I'm sure you understand this is a matter that my colleagues and I have been asked to look into, and I'm wondering if there's anything you could offer that might assist us in discovering the source of this stress, getting to the bottom of this.
I haven't the faintest clue. Wherever that blood may have come from, I do not know, and I do not care to speculate.
Just the facts.
Really, there's blood on the wall, and you don't care to speculate where it came from.
It is not my job as a doctor.
True.
A rather narrow definition of the.
And you don't wonder where the
I think Dr. Hume is an
What happened to the
expensive
I'm sure my entire experience in occult and in medicine. By a lot.
you don't worry about the person the blood came from.
Yeah.
I am.
Well,
No,
Yeah.
nobody's been hurt or named
Mr.
in
Black,
the village.
there have been no reports of injuries. Mr. Black is a
Murders.
man of unimpeachable reputation.
So the blood on the walls came before the miscarriage,
That came after.
came after the miscarriage.
Correct.
By how long of a span?
I believe about a week and a half.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because that would be. Where was the baby buried? Anybody know that?
In the town cemetery church.
I'm gonna check that out too.
See if there's anything there. No. We're here. Can't be that far away.
All right. Well, thank you,
It's good to check out a
Doctor.
cemetery.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Anyone ready for some light reading on our
Oh,
tarot ride?
indeed.
Indeed.
Oh, absolutely. I thought the library, though. We could.
Did you want to hit up the library?
Yeah, the library in that town.
Town library?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
The library use is not very good, but
Mine's pretty good.
That's pretty good too.
okay.
We have a shot.
Mine's pretty good.
It's a large house. It's a converted house. There's a little sign. There's a big sign out on the lawn in front that says Helmsden Library.
Okay.
But as you walk up towards the entrance, there's a little sign that says Town Museum. As well.
Oh,
Nice.
bingo!
I love history.
So it's one of the older buildings in town. It's got a stone ground floor and a sort of Tudor style upper stories.
Okay.
Entering, you do see another little sign, museum with an arrow, but you're kind of in a large sort of parlor area. Many shelves stacked with books. A quick scan of the shelves nearest to you shows that they're popular fiction and just sort of the books that most people would want to check out.
Okay.
Local history books, that sort of thing. There's an old man shelving books. He's kind of leather skinned with his sort of poofy white hair, balding. Turns around and welcome.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
So he kind of beams this big, gap-toothed smile at you and sort of hobbles over, but he's still fairly spry, considering his advanced age.
All right.
How can I help you today?
Now, we are visiting your lovely little town, and we were wondering if you might have any, documents or records of historical events or,
Any family histories or genealogies of the Black family?
The Black family. Yes. I believe young Jacob's already taken out most of the material pertaining to his family. He's been in here quite a lot the last few weeks.
What kind of materials did he take?
Well, books, documents. Here, let me take you up to the first floor. So he takes you up a creaking back staircase, up to a more of the library basically. But up here you find the shelves are a bit more jumbled, a bit more chaotic, and
It's the forbidden lore section.
it's the not popular section. So it's got up here is much of our town genealogy records and various other items of interest on surrounding communities, not just Helmsden, but Beck Green, for example, where villages in the area, as well as the local countryside and some of the hiking trails and so forth. Anything I can help you all with?
Yes, we want some information about Beck Green.
Beck Green, certainly. And he starts digging around. Okay, let's see. It's going to take him a while, and with your assistance and so forth. Oh, hand me that book there. I think there might be something in the back of chapter 5.
Books.
So, with about an hour of searching, you gather the following information. Beck Green is a small village with a population of less than 200. There is one pub known as the Five Oaks Inn, and a church called St. Martin's. Artifacts dating back to the Iron Age have been found around Beck Green, and there is an old forge by the river. Beck Green boasts a formidable cricket team.
That's it.
That's what you assemble.
Anything on any local, hiking trails, cave systems, perhaps?
Oh, you'll want to be knowing about Merlin's cave, I suppose.
Yes.
Let's see what we got here. Okay, so another hour of digging.
Oh my god.
And the best information you have is between the covers of J.F. Johnston's Arthurian Britain. You learn that Merlin's Cave is a large cave in the bottom of a rocky gorge near Helmsden. It is the entrance to a network of caves that riddle the area. Legend has it that Merlin once hid here. The book goes on to say that the Merlin Cave joins a list of literally hundreds of proposed Arthurian sites, from Dosemarie Pool on Fowey Moor and the Roman Steps in North Wales to Tintagel on the North Cornwall coast. They are all mixed up in the legend of King Arthur, but are of minor interest only, unlikely to be of any real significance.
Are there any good maps of the caves anywhere?
Yeah, you can produce a local sort of ordnance trail map.
Oh, that
Do
2
any
hours
of
of
the
digging?
caves go under that house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Good question.
Well, can I ask him if he has anything regarding Black Annie or Black Annis?
Oh, certainly. Let's see here.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see here. You guys headed out around 9. Spent about half hour in the other places. Yeah, so it's getting on for 11:30. All right, so
We brought a picnic lunch. We're fine.
Yeah.
It's a big breakfast too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
seriously.
bacon.
It's a lot of bacon.
Half of it ended
all
up
right,
in
so
my
so
lap.
he mentions that most of the information on Black Annie has been taken out by Jacob Black.
Okay.
Most.
But
We will then have access to it.
Yeah.
yes.
We have.
But why don't you break for lunch and I'll continue digging. I think there might be some other things in there. I just have to see if I can remember where I put them.
Okay.
Well,
So.
Any
if you
spot
find one of those
hiddens
maps,
for digging
we
for
can-
2 hours. Do we get one of these spot hidden since we've been digging with him for 2 hours?
I have library use.
I do too.
I'm school teacher.
Oh,
Okay, you can always try library use to cut down on the time.
yeah, while we're looking,
Yeah.
while he's looking, we might as well be looking.
Okay, but it would be at half of your normal skill.
Oh.
But of course,
Oh no. I fumble.
Oh, well, take a check in
Wait,
library.
where'd it go?
Uh-oh.
I didn't
I didn't hear it hit.
drop.
It's in the scarf.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
Aha.
Goes to Shalmar.
oh,
No, David.
I got it.
I don't want to leave this guy alone. I think we're gonna take a break and come back and we'll find him. in
Put your dice everywhere.
Hanging upside down.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Grab his forehead.
Yeah.
What it was.
Oh, you know
No,
that's.
just reroll. Floor dice, you get to reroll.
I failed.
I must say, Padma, I am very interested in that letter.
So maybe
Yeah.
over lunch.
Indeed,
you could
you're
read
right.
Yes,
You're
this
right.
is-
Okay.
Our egg sandwiches.
Good luck.
Egg sandwiches. I could eat that. Okay, so dear Sally, it appears that the trail that began in Garrows on bleak Fowey
Fowey yeah.
has brought us finally to Beck Green. At last our journey is over, our task soon complete. In the morning, we set off into something Oakwood.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Bother to card.
Sergeant Richardson is she rests. There, having spoken at length with people of the village, I'm not sure. But we take with us shovels.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Shovels to Oakwood.
Something horrible insanity.
Something. So
Death.
Richardson also has a device with which he will, of course, that is the most obscure part of the letter. I myself am in some trepidations, as the wood is known to hide a number of treacherous marshes. I've also heard that the wood hides wolves and worse, and that is also obscured. Oh gosh. Something of the pH. Careful, although I cannot be worse. Something elements, something. Look forward to our next meeting, your ever faithful Stephen. I don't know if anyone else wants to try, but... Oh, that's Sharpie in there. Curse you.
Uh-huh.
That's all ink.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't sound very good.
No.
No.
Looks like there might be some dried blood on that. I don't know.
Yes.
It's a variety of foul
Fluids.
substances.
Oh,
Yeah.
More on
Can we sort of? I mean, can we check to see if it's blood? Can we?
On a document that old, I don't
300
think
years
so.
old.
Yeah.
Let's assume
Not
so.
with current technology.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
at
there'd
that
be
time.
DNA in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, if this were 1993, yes,
I
or
just thought that
94.
maybe there's a double helix of information inside.
Well, that's all I can gather from
Everyone give me idea rolls as you listen.
Fumble.
Make it 5. Ooh, fair.
Wow, a 003, that's awesome.
Wow!
Ooh.
I didn't even need it.
So Fowie Moore rings a bell.
It does?
It was mentioned in J.F. Johnston's Arthurian Britain.
Oh.
Okay.
The book goes on to say that Merlin Cave joins a list of literally hundreds of proposed Arthurian sites from Dosemarie Pool on Fowie Moor and the Roman steppes in North Wales to Tintagel on the North Cornwall coast.
So,
Dosemarie.
again, there is probably a trail in that cave to the house. The house where it's located must have some connection to that cave.
The low road.
Maybe. I don't know if I'm stating the obvious, but
If there was ever a time to state the
Yes.
obvious,
This
it is
probably
now. I am completely at sea. Forgive me, Padma.
I blanch a little bit.
putting your handkerchief to your nose.
Yeah.
Of course, it does not contain salts.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
Alright, so you return after a leisurely lunch of reading 300-year-old blood-stained letters. And, old...
He's dead.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Bad enough.
Natural causes, though. No,
What?
Old George, as he's known, has produced a personal personal journal of one Samuel Jones. A small black book written in a cramped, spidery style. And he's bookmarked a particular part. I remembered, I knew I had read something. I was reading through this sometime last year. It's fascinating. It's a personal diary of a local clergyman. But see here. And he flips it open to the bookmark. And says, see here, 15 July, 1584. Notes the following. Annie Wilcox burned at the stake. Her remains buried in an unmarked grave outside the grounds of St. Michael's Chapel in Beck Green. Now that's interesting because Beck Green doesn't have a St. Michael's Chapel.
Where does that exist?
I don't know.
It doesn't have one anymore.
Perhaps, but I've never seen any records of such.
What was well, that house we noticed was fairly freshly built. What was there beforehand?
Which is
The Black House.
the Black House? Oh, it was just it was an older building. I believe it was built around 1750 or so. It was infested with termites, so they tore it down and built a new building.
Infested her.
These things happen.
But it was empty.
Yes, the property had been sold off some years previous, and Was rented out to poor tenant farmers for a time and eventually abandoned entirely.
Thank you.
Any information you might have offhand about a Sergeant Richardson?
Sergeant Richards. Well, that is a stumper. It will take me a while to
Check in with you in the morning.
discern. Yes.
You might not be alive.
Everyone we come in contact with dies.
Do you want to check out the town museum too?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Why don't we take time to look at the museum while you look that up?
Do we know why Annie Wilcox was burned at the stake?
Convicted of witchcraft.
She was a witch.
But what it is? Do you mean like what
Yeah,
it was? It
specific
convicted her of
crime?
witchcraft? Like why they decided she was a witch?
Witchcraft was
That's
a crime.
that's a
That was
crime.
enough.
Well, what was it that convinced her she was a witch? I guess.
Yeah.
There are no trial records surviving, apparently.
All right, so it's a given.
Yeah.
Town museum.
All right.
To the museum. Well, it's going to be a challenge to kill much more than 15 minutes in this museum.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just there's some Civil War uniforms
dear.
and other old relics.
Yes.
Plowshare, 1725.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Nothing of interest.
Nothing of any
Anything
kind.
old?
Any
Older
old photo?
than
No, there would be old photo.
Yeah.
Crap.
Any contemporary photos.
Yeah, exactly.
Any
This is-
daguerreotypes.
What is this? Yeah. Speaking of,
Alright.
I still think we should look into the death of Jacob Black's uncle. Eventually, one of these days.
Well, shall we run up to Bet Green?
Yes,
We've
it's
talked.
1:30, so you've got time.
So did old Pete? What's
Old
his-
George.
Old George. Did he figure out something about
He's
Sergeant
still
Richardson?
searching
But
around.
maybe we can
Alright.
check in with him in
He's
the
still
morning.
digging. Yeah.
We'll give him an activity for the rest of the day.
It's good to give him things to do.
Yeah.
Keeps the brain.
Obviously likes to do stuff for us.
good.
Hours and hours.
He is remarkably
Random.
nice about that. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Suspiciously nice. Kill him.
Which?
Yeah. Split his skull open and fungus will pop out.
Ah! Feel the bumps on his head.
All right, when we go back,
No,
I'll subject him to some Humean behavior.
Oh no.
Humean.
So we head out to Beck Green.
We'll
Yes,
Hume
indeed.
him up.
So it's 10 miles from Helmsden. If you didn't have a hired coachman driving you, you might have just driven right through it without realizing it.
Oh dear.
It's just a few dozen houses congregating around a village green, a church, and a pub. Upon the green, you do spot a perfectly maintained cricket pitch,
Oh yeah, because they're good at
and
that.
everybody make idea rolls.
Oh, I fail.
Fail.
I make mine.
I made mine. Made it.
Okay, so Celestia, Padma, and Oswald, you all, kind of just spot various signs that it looks like a pretty nasty storm blew through here at some point in the recent past. Shingles ripped off of roofs, shutters ajar on their hinges, branches gathered together in piles awaiting burning, trees, there's a tree that was ripped out of its roots, that sort of thing.
Tempest tossed.
Indeed.
So the graveyard.
Well, that's back in the town we just left. Here it's the house that burned down, but maybe also going by the church and asking about the
St. Michael's.
St. Michael's.
Yeah.
See if the local parish
Ancient
has
site.
anything.
Okay.
Wasn't. Oh.
So,
go to the church first and then
popping into the church, yes?
because it's right there.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually sort of the first building you see coming into town, or the first major building coming into town. It's your typical sort of cross-shaped, English church, stone construction with a bell tower and so forth. Anglican, of course. There is a adjacent graveyard. You seek the father within, and he is there. Father Martin Allen Green. Pleased to meet you.
Let's introduce this.
What can I do for you?
We've been doing some reading, some catching up on local history and just visiting the area.
Yeah.
And we couldn't help but come across something about a St. Michael's. We were wondering if you you knew about anything in the area. In times past, as we heard that this is only St. Martin's.
Yes. Doesn't ring a bell. No pun intended. Just a little church humor there for you.
Oh my god.
Can we do a psychology check to
fantastic.
see
Yeah,
if
go
he's
for it.
forthright? Made it.
Yeah, he's being honest. He's definitely.
So you keep no records of previous chapels in the area?
Oh well, St. Martin's has been here for at least the last 200 years.
Well, we're talking, pre.
No, before that. I've never come across it in any of the records, and they go back a fair while.
Okay.
Maybe it's just a misnomer, And
Do you have a cemetery?
Or maybe it's
Similar?
somewhere deep in the woods.
I know, right? I'm thinking that too.
Well, who knows?
Any other
get
landmarks
around
that
that.
are perhaps known by the name St. Martin or St. Michael's? Or
Do you,
No,
you have a cemetery?
certainly. I'm free to browse the cemetery.
Yes.
Feel free to browse this. Cemetery.
Excellent. So I'm gonna go browse the cemetery.
Browse the
Funny you
stacks.
don't look like a browser.
I know. But I'm going to.
All right.
Alright, so checking it out.
Yeah, you wander through the graveyard. You notice several gravestones marked black. You even find Sir Edward Black's grave.
Okay.
It's stones weathered and deteriorating.
is there anything unusual on any of the graves, or even with the storm or anything?
Any symbology particular to the area on the graves?
I'm
Should we do
thinking
some
no.
spot hiddens?
Good luck.
What the hell?
You are detecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
I failed that miserably.
Well,
He's
you're
still
having to
distracted.
spot from the other side of the wrought iron fence since you can't actually wheel your way
Yeah.
up into the.
All right. Well, that makes sense.
What's going on in there?
Bunch of old rubbish.
Yeah, nothing really. Nothing really.
Okay. We want to make our way over to the.
Can we see if we just personally know anything about St. Michael's? Like, it's a pretty.
Give me a history roll.
Sure. I made my history roll.
Oh.
Okay, just a normal success.
At half.
Okay. Never heard anything.
Oh, yeah.
Should we go to the Hunter's Lodge then?
Yes.
Wonder if I could push it.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinking that I know something about St. Michael's. I don't think Miles knows it, but
Oh,
Yeah.
you. Oh.
I'm thinking I remember something about some church that was abandoned. The father had written, "This place is terrible," when he left. And it's like some vague History Channel memory that I have.
Interesting.
This is terrible.
It was in Latin, and like there was all these like he like occulted the place up before he left. And
I would love gold
Yeah.
occults, right?
Alright, well, yeah.
I don't know. What does the GM say?
Well, you can always push. I'm just trying to think what would be a sufficient,
Fail.
fumble for a history.
Yeah.
I guess it would be that I thought that I knew something about it. That
Yeah,
was really inaccurate.
Probably
Like,
that
while
you
pondering
would.
you're leaning on a grave this time.
No, it doesn't have to be a physical thing, but it could be like, yeah, if you fail, you become convinced of something wildly inaccurate.
it was an orphanage for children with very large heads.
Yeah, exactly. It's located 20 miles south of here, inside Merlin's cave.
Pretty good.
Pretty
good.
We just got a clue.
All right, so do you
Yeah,
want
no.
to?
What's that you say?
You want to push
Oh
it?
my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
Pushing it.
He's
All
thought
right,
worse
yeah.
things.
27. It was.
That's a
half
success.
of it.
Yeah. Okay. So
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
All right.
drawn a blank.
Guess what? You know nothing.
I mean, other than the fact that there are probably approximately 734 churches named St. Michael's
Michael's.
in
Okay.
England alone.
Yes.
The
There's
Northcote
one here
family.
even.
I know.
The Northcote family. It's mentioned in the document, and they're from Beck Green. So you want to go Hunter's Lodge, or what was Hunter's
Yeah.
Lodge? Poke around.
Well, Hunter's Lodge is still there. They said that was just the house that burned down. Hunter's Lodge is the remnant of what was.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
The
The
manor-
outbuilding.
the manor house
All
itself
right.
burned down.
All
It
right.
is still there.
Yes.
So maybe
go.
now it's
Let's go poke around.
Okay.
We should probably.
Okay. All right. So you head out to Hunter's Lodge. It's located just outside of town, just south of Oakwood.
Oh, good, you said.
Well, the original name of the Black Manor was Oakwood Manor. So, pulling up outside the grounds, you see, sort of a small cottage, sitting on wild, untamed garden land. So, unlike Black's grounds, these are pretty much the exact opposite in terms of tending. And yes, Oakwood lies beyond, maybe about, I don't know, a couple hundred yards.
Convenient.
Yeah.
It's not a big town, not a big village.
All right, then.
Everything's nearby.
We're going.
Yep.
Heading up to the front door?
Yes.
Okay. Who's knocking?
The hot one.
Yeah.
The hot
Yes.
It's
Hot
like
tourist.
it's an old oak door with a rounded top and the the iron bands across it, and a big iron wrought iron knocker on it.
Knock, knock, knock.
All right. About a minute passes.
Oh.
And finally, the door swings open, and you see an older gentleman, not elderly, but just sort of past his prime. Bit of a walrusy gentleman.
The mustache.
Everyone give me no rolls.
Wow.
Pass.
Make it.
Pass.
Fail miserably.
Okay.
So everyone who passed recognizes this fellow as a Golden Dawn member.
Oh.
However, he's a former member.
Oh.
You knew him by his code name, Mundus Volt Decipi. Anyone have Latin?
I like.
Okay. Anyone with Latin
actually.
would know that means the world wishes to be deceived.
Wow.
He resigned in the fall of 1893.
Oh.
So recently.
You recall that it was a bit of a it was a bit of a topic of gossip for about a day.
Okay.
Did you hear about MVD, Motor Vehicle Department? Apparently, he had applied for membership in the Inner Order and had been rejected.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
So that was it for him.
That was
Moved
it.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, screw that.
Yeah, those are news.
What's his common name? Do we know that at all?
I don't know how hot the water
No.
No, we don't.
You only knew him by his code.
Order name. Okay.
So he looks at you all.
Hello.
And,
Mundus, what a surprise! How have you been?
Yeah.
so he looks quite surprised. He obviously doesn't recognize any of you.
None?
No.
Oh dear.
And
That
he's-
is
Not even
embarrassing.
me?
That's
No, not even you.
Very recognized.
I know, right? You're like the only guy in a wheelchair. In the freaking
Well, I guess you're
meeting
gonna be a little bit lower, so that any crowd,
Yeah.
you're not gonna stick out in the crowd.
I also have the highest level. Yeah,
No.
everyone here.
hall. No, he's taken aback. He says, are you all from the Order?
Yes.
Indeed, we are.
Oh,
We're actually on a mission.
come in then. Come in.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Invites you all in. You can call me by my given name, Randolph Northcote.
Oh.
What if we do that in the game? Ooh.
Yes, Randolph Northcote, British Army retired. So he takes you through into a parlor where, sure enough, there's a Union Jack crossed with a regimental banner above the fireplace, and then a giant portrait of Queen Victoria above both of those. The house, as you walk through it, is clearly in a state of neglect.
Bachelorhood.
Bachelorhood, exactly. But he still carries himself with sort of military bearing. You can see he hasn't gone completely to seed. He's still pretty powerful looking under his civilian clothes, his fine country suit. A monocle hangs from his vest pocket. But the study, the parlor, is actually kept in fairly good condition. Once you come out of the hall, you leave the cobwebs and the dust behind, and
Well, Mr. Northcote, we're here investigating a family curse of the Black family.
Yes, they used to own these lands.
Yes, there have been some major disturbances and deaths, and he's asked us to look into it.
I see. Well, feel free to roam the grounds as you will. As you can see, I'm just moving some of my things here. I'm getting ready to move back down to London for the summer season. There's a couple trunks sitting open, and there's like a bunch of books have been pulled off the shelf, and they're in the sort of process of getting packed up.
Really?
Summer season, you say?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Northcote, I was wondering, by the way, I'm Dr. Miles Hume.
Yes.
Is there, in terms of local lore, could you tell us anything about St. Michael's Church? Is there anything you've heard about that?
I've heard the name, and it's curious you ask about that. I'm very curious. Here, let me pour you a drink, so he pours you out all drinks. Take a look at this painting here, and he's got the typical like just tons of paintings on the walls, and most of them are oil paintings of various battle scenes. But he takes you over to this one just landscape. Basically, it's just a normal landscape showing an old church in the woods. Okay, just surrounded by trees and grass and so forth.
In the woods.
You
In
don't
the woods,
say.
and he takes it down. It's not a very big painting. He takes it down. It's obviously old. It's executed on wood rather than canvas. And he flips it around.
Yes.
And on the back, it is signed one Melinda Price with a Y. And then underneath it says St. Michael's Chapel.
Would you know how to get there?
No, I just bought the piece out of curiosity. I'd run across a reference to St. Michael's Chapel. I forget where now, at some point. But I found it in the antique store over back in town. Just bought it out of curiosity.
Could we do a psychology to see if he's being forthright?
Sure.
I need it.
Yes, I was being honest. And you can all give me history rolls as well.
Oh, fail.
I make mine.
Okay. You recognize Melinda Price. That's a name you know from your antique dealings. She was a 16th century painter.
Excellent.
She painted portraits and landscapes as a hobby. So you've run across a couple of her pieces before. There's nothing
Super unusual.
Yeah, it's just their antiquity at this point. She's just sort of a late English Renaissance painter. So, one thing that's unusual about the painting as you're all looking at it is that you notice cross-shaped marks on the trees around the chapel.
Huh. Excellent. Perhaps these remain in some fashion and we can discern the area.
How large are these woods?
Not very large.
Okay.
A day hike?
Do you want to ask? Are you asking Northcote about them?
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, they're not terribly large, but they're avoided by all the locals, don't you know?
Why is that?
They're said to be thick with treacherous marshes and a good place to lose one's way, if not one's life, or so I've been told.
Bogs are tricky.
I wonder if we should go to the pub and see if there's anybody who's willing to serve as a guide. Maybe there's some.
That's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
I forgot what I was going to speak first. I was just going to ask, is there anything unusual, of note that's happened recently? Asking Northcote. Have you experienced anything unusual?
Well, there was a terrible storm that blew through here about I don't know, mid-February.
Okay.
Idea rolls everyone, please.
make it.
Fail.
Made it. Made it.
Okay. Three of you sort of put the pieces together. Mid-February would have been around the time that Mr. Black had his nightmare.
Aha.
I think into the woods we go.
Although we want to maybe save it for tomorrow.
Into the
Yeah.
woods
When we have a full day.
Yeah.
Well, what time is it now?
You are getting on for about 3 o'clock.
In the
So
afternoon?
maybe
Yeah.
hit the pub.
Yeah, that would be a good
Yeah,
time.
someone
to
in
go.
the-
engaged fellow.
Maybe
Should we
go
go
back
back
to
to
the
the
antique
antiques?
store. Yeah.
Jinx the over here. My character.
Of course, I'll buy you one at the pub.
Alright.
Although, can we go check out, like, is there any kind of ruins left from the...
There are some ruins, yes. You're free to go take a look if you wish.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Definitely.
Where?
From the house burning down.
Oh. Really?
Indeed.
We're not there.
Let's go.
Alright, yeah, it's just a quick walk across the grounds. Although it does take you quite close to Oakwood. Which sort of seems to sit there in dark silence as you get closer to it. Now,
Tiny scowling eyes watching us. No.
Or not.
Yeah.
yeah,
Silence of the woods.
just silence, yeah. Quietude. It's like it wants to be alone. So the manor ruins stand alongside a plowed field. It's little more than a gutted, charred ruin, overgrown with kudzu and nettles. Beams from the upper stories have plunged down to the ground, making passage through the ruin difficult and dangerous.
Do you notice anything unusual, like, around the... walking the perimeter?
Nothing unusual about the perimeter, no.
Okay.
About the perimeter.
Anyone want to go inside?
Not if it's dangerous.
Does look pretty treacherous.
Yeah.
I can't
could've
help
wanna go.
myself. I can't help myself. That's why I'm in the game. In I go.
So I'll pick my way through.
We're going in.
All right, anyone going in? Give me a luck roll.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna stay outside.
And I pass.
I make it.
We got it.
So yeah, you both manage to sort of pick your way through and come out into this, former hall. It's just, filthy. You can't even see the floors anymore. There's dirt, plants, everything. There is a sturdy-looking stone staircase leading up to a crumbling upper story, but that looks even more treacherous than where you are right now.
Like,
Interesting.
Cagney and Lacey would
Interesting.
give you an idea.
Sniff it around on the bottom floor. Is there any chance of a spot hidden down there? Or is it stairs or nothing?
It's fairly, there's not a whole lot, it's just,
Nothing
it's
really
so
exists.
gutted
It's
that
just dark.
it's like just plants, unless you want to root around in the plants,
This is a bit of a dinner maze. Should we go up the staircase?
we're
Try it.
here.
Where's our sense of adventure?
Luck
Come
rolls
on.
again, please.
No, I don't make
Oh,
it.
22 out of 60.
She makes it.
I make
All
it.
right.
I fail.
All right, so you make your way up. Celestia, though, you're bringing up the rear, and at one point your boot slips on the slick stone, and basically you drop and your knee just strikes the stone. Ow!
Alright.
3 points of damage. You bruise your knee pretty badly.
So I hear this and I yell, "Are you okay in there?
Fuck my knee!
Do you need help getting out?"
I've got pretty good medicine and pretty good first aid.
What's your medicine?
My medicine is 25.
She's the doctor.
And the first aid is 40 because I trained to be with little children,
Oh,
to
that's
teach
right.
children.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent, have
Would you
responsibility.
like to borrow my wheelchair?
Yeah, you're definitely walking with a limp.
Okay. So
Maybe.
you make your way out, or are you waiting?
I'm
say-
waiting. I'm going
I
to wait
was-
at the foot of the stairs.
Sit, hold still.
I will
yeah. help you out.
I can't.
I'm already-
Don't want to put weight on.
I can
it
send
right
Robin in.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right.
Robin's
But I'm
kinda
still
custody
waiting.
of
You can
this
wait
sort of
with
thing.
Yeah, that's actually good because I'm not
So
very
you're just
I'm
going
not
to
able
take
to help you.
a quick shifty at the upper floors, as they say?
Awesome.
All right.
I'll send Robin in.
Young Master Ward.
Let's give
That's
Robin
3
a
words
look
for the
roll
same.
here. Let's see here.
Go help her out.
There we go. Robin's luck. Okay. Oh yeah, he's good. All right, so he kind of picks his way through. All right, just down this way, Miss Adams. I'll help you.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, Padma, you're up on the second floor. There's a giant gap in the north wall that looks out over Oakwood. Quite picturesque, really. Might just be this time of the day with the sun starting to go down, but there's sort of this golden haze that just hangs over Oakwood out beyond the manor.
And yet it seems so sinister.
Uh-huh.
Could just be the music.
It's almost like shimmering, though. It's like
Ooh. Creepy.
warping almost.
Oh. Huh.
But you make your way along that kind of gallery hall and come into basically most of the upper floors just collapsed, but there's like one room that's still relatively intact. You find an interesting item, I suppose you call it. It's a fresco along an entire wall of this room. Now, of course, being a fresco exposed to the elements for the last 300 years,
It's not done well.
it's not done well, and it was also, of course, exposed to the fire.
Oh, more creepy dummies.
However, this has led to an interesting revelation in and of itself. On closer inspection, you see that this fresco was painted atop another fresco.
Yes.
Double layer mystery.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Let's see if it fits.
So the topmost scene, it's done in this sort of Renaissance style, right? The topmost scene depicts a wounded knight cradled in the arms of a priest. Around him, other knights fight a pitched battle against Boschian demons, right? With horns, wings, and barbed tails, with a bright blue sky in the background. In the priest's hands is a golden chalice that glows with a saintly aura, healing the unfortunate knight. Now, you can see that there's a second fresco underneath, but you'll have to scrape away the top fresco if you want to see
Oh,
it.
yes.
Scrape, scrape.
Get out the ritual dagger.
Scrape. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
Alright, so you start scraping away the top layer of plaster. And below, of course, is in worse condition since it was plastered over, is this other fresco. But you can make out that it's basically the same scene. Except now, there are slight differences. The priest has been replaced by a wizened old man with piercing, powerful eyes.
Merlin.
Yep.
The subtle wounds of the wounded knight have been replaced by gory slashes.
Definitely Arthur.
Most of one of his side of his face is missing, the eye dangling free on its stalk.
Oh, it's
Nice.
grotesque.
That is something.
Yeah. The demons are gone, replaced by warriors bearing the heraldry of early Christendom.
Yeah.
They are fighting a desperate battle against men who should be dead, with limbs rent from their bodies, their necks broken, and faces shattered by
the
weapons
Daschel
of war.
walk, That's
That's it.
totally in the curse.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Give me a spot hidden roll at half, please.
Oh, this is so exciting.
It is.
It is, isn't it? This is awesome.
16, 17. I fail.
And one more at half, please.
Oh my god.
I fail.
And then just give me a no roll as well.
I pass.
Nice. You're pretty sure that this is the work of Melinda Price.
Oh. Didn't see that coming.
No, I did not either.
It's like,
Why was
what
it
is this?
Same
Wasn't
scene,
expecting that.
but different. Oh, I missed those buttons.
I know. You wanna push? You wanna
Okay,
push?
so
I'm pretty sure if I push, I'm gonna like fall through the floor.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
die.
Maybe
You wouldn't die.
Maybe
A beam
I
falls on
would-
your head.
okay.
Maybe.
So I can't stand the suspense. It's
getting you?
crazy.
Yeah.
What's going on in there?
Yeah. So I'm
Your hair
gonna.
is starting to frizz out.
Yeah.
She's like all into it, and nobody
Yes.
not paying attention to us going yelling outside.
Yeah.
What's
Especially
going
if
on?
I'm like, I'm
Padma?
antiquarian, I know how to properly take that plaster
yeah.
away. I'm
Yeah.
all involved in that.
Yeah,
Sure,
so I'm
sure.
gonna go inside.
All right, give me a luck roll.
No, wait.
I will say at this point, 3 women have gone in, and I've been
You
standing
pretty
out
much.
there.
I made it.
All right, luck roll for Dr. Hume as well.
Okay.
But I mean,
If you're going in, I'm going in.
Oh,
Finnegan's
just.
And I'm not gonna sit out here by myself.
Well,
No.
wow. Okay.
Robin, bring your man along.
I don't think there's getting a wheelchair
Yes.
through that.
No.
Wow.
that's-
I don't know. For anyone who's seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you can move a wheelchair around a ruined house pretty well.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry.
Well,
Oh, you all made your luck rolls?
Yes.
Maybe I finally
Yeah,
am
we're
like,
playing
oh my
the game.
god, you really, really have to see this.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you all come in. All right, so anyone who wants to go up to the second floor, I'll need
I do.
another luck roll. Robin's helping.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Then I'm thinking, okay, because I'm adventurous.
I crit failed that bitch.
You did?
in a wheelchair.
No, Robin's trying to help you with this.
Oh my god.
You see, you
Yeah.
crit failed that?
Triple
Yes.
zeros.
Really, 2-0. Oh my god.
Triple zeros.
Nice.
That's a
That is
cool-
definitely like
You know what?
broken
Nicely
and
done. At any rate, nicely
Did I
done.
just
Well,
die?
you lucked out. It was 2d6 damage. You took 3 points.
Oh.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
So he falls just like through the floor? Does he?
This is climbing up. Basically, it's just another slip and fall. You
the stairs.
Yeah, you
Hit your
you
knees.
take a bad fall, landing on your side, sort of bruising a rib.
Okay.
So are those
Are
stairs?
you alright, man? Would you like me to look at that?
Well, if they're old stone. They're old stone.
Oh,
is slippery.
okay.
I've hurt myself
Well,
quite a
it's
bit.
I'm hurt. I'm down.
Go ahead without me.
Yeah, he's busy.
It's the machete incident
Go
all
put me
over
in
again.
Go stick me next to Celestia.
Could be spitting
Yeah,
out.
Celestia, you're just sitting on a beam, you know. It's sort of like my knee. You can do a first aid roll for yourself.
Okay.
So do the stairs seem like
Fail.
sturdy enough to support?
They're stone stairs. They're just
Probably
they're
just
just
they're
slippery and
polished
treacherous.
stone.
Moldy.
Yeah.
Okay,
moldy.
and then
The
the
U
floor,
in there.
the floor,
Yes.
the landing is
The landing is a bit.
another.
Yeah, but you only need to make a luck
Tiny,
roll for
so-
your climb up.
Canny, too.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
Go for
what do
it.
I roll?
Yeah.
I don't have to. No, what do I roll?
What? The luck roll.
Oh,
Your second luck roll.
all right. I make it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I come up there.
Okay, and then you made your second luck roll.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So Padma, you're joined
So,
by
yeah,
Okay.
What have
Lily
you
and
found?
Miles.
Of course, before I discovered this fresco, there was another fresco atop it, which depicted an almost identical scene. However, the knight did not have quite such extensive and gruesome wounds. Was being attended by a priest holding a golden chalice, healing liquid inside.
The Grail.
Hmm.
Perhaps. And the awful zombie warrior guys
Those
were replaced actually by demons, which I don't really know which is worse.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty bad.
The knight, however, I think that's probably the most disturbing.
Well, the demons were done in a sort of conventional kind of like Renaissance demon
Doubles.
kind of depiction, whereas
Yeah.
you've never seen any kind of like painting that had The Walking Dead.
Undead.
You know,
Yeah.
like that wasn't really
Warriors.
a artistic trope of the time. You know.
Spot hidden
Two spot.
Sure.
at half.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 2 spot hiddens at half. Yeah.
Fail. What? Fail both.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I failed my first one.
Okay. And the second one.
Failed it again.
I'm pushing.
You're
Pushing.
Yes.
All right. You're risking bodily harm by pushing.
Well,
No.
so it's fine. Come join us.
Yeah. Walking wounded.
All right. Go for it.
That's what it's about.
Fail.
Okay.
All right, so you lean in to get a better look at the fresco, and you just hear, and you just fall through the floor.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
I've been in worse.
Yeah.
So, okay. So spot. Are we spot? Are we
Is it like a
spot
shin
hiddens?
bone through the skin?
10 points of damage.
Oh.
There's like some broken.
I'm almost dead.
What are you knocked down to?
1.
Yeah, you're almost dead. So give me a con times 5 roll,
I
please.
like this character. I fail by 2.
Okay, yeah, you are. Okay, so basically,
You like fell like spun over a
Celestia,
beam.
Oswald, you're sitting down there. You hear this terrible crashing sound, and you just you see Lily come falling through the floor and just falls on top of this big pile of rubble and wood.
Oh,
and
Would help.
and yeah, I mean she's lying there completely
No.
motionless.
Oh my god.
Can I go hobbling over her and attempt first aid?
Yeah. You see blood spreading out through her skirts.
Ooh, this is hard.
Okay, so
Huh? What? Yes. What?
if
Is there
I do
doctor in the
spot,
house?
I could put.
Ooh, I have good first aid.
I'll
I'll help.
come down in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Maybe-
we're probably still in shock and gonna be a little trepidatious about coming down because
Yeah, now you
upstairs
realize
or-
the significance.
Oh, that woman I don't like fell down.
I might
you
get a
failed your
slap.
spell.
I don't know.
Good lord, I wonder if her ego made the floor collapse.
God.
Oh my god! I am definitely hitting you.
I'm
Can we get a
You know what
damage
you-
roll for me smacking him with my derringer?
okay. If I go down and I help her, do I have to make another luck roll to come back up?
Yes.
Okay. I want to push my spot hidden, but can I go down and help her? Come
I've
back
already administered first aid to her.
And
Okay.
so
And it
she's
works.
taking care of me.
Up? Okay.
And
You
I
need
can
your roll?
help.
Yes, it did.
Oh,
Check
good.
it.
Thank
First aid.
you. How much, please?
Can I help?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Well,
she's
let's see.
really
No,
down
but it's
bad.
just one roll per wound.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay. So,
All right. So you get 2 points back.
Oh, thank God.
wow.
Hey,
More
that's a
than
big
that.
difference.
Right
when
there.
you're like
Makes
about
you
to die.
conscious.
Yeah, no. It's a
No,
three.
yeah, it takes you back. So Celestia kind of brings you back around.
I don't want to be awake.
Yeah,
Nope.
no, you're in
So much
pain.
pain.
You're in a
Horrid.
lot of pain. Basically, you wrenched your back and
Broken ribs.
and broke leg.
Broken leg.
Broke your leg.
And
You know,
broken
I
ribs.
might have some morphine with me. I mean, it really doesn't take any skill to administer.
No, it doesn't. No.
Oh,
Don't kill
Do you
her.
have a drug dealer roll?
Alright,
Pharmacy,
so what, you want to
Pharmacy,
push that?
yeah.
I guess.
Simon?
Well, okay. So I just need to make the regular. Do I need to make it like in half, or do I?
It would be at half.
Pushing it? All right.
It would be the same roll you tried to
the
make
same,
it for.
exciting.
The same thing happens to me if
You
I.
will take 2d6 damage if you fail.
I'm dragging her away from this side.
Thank you.
That could put me at 0. Would 0 kill me?
And what is
0 would kill you.
It does have like negative on there. I was curious about that. So -1, -2,
Mhm.
and then dead.
You can from 0 to -2.
Is
you
it just
can be
really that
brought,
you can-
be brought back by first aid,
Okay.
timely first aid. But if you're not, then 0 or less is dead.
Okay, just
Okay,
curious.
so
Alright.
14. Well, it's 29. So
Yeah.
Okay. 13.
Wow. Well, if you haven't checked spot hidden yet, check it.
Nice.
My God.
Okay,
Wow.
that is-
So of course you've all run to the edge of this
Wow.
Yes.
haven. And you're looking down.
Wow.
And yeah, Dr. Hume, you
Amazing.
see you see that in the sort of accumulated dust that's on the floor, you actually see fresh boot prints.
Okay. Leading anywhere?
Just
or
kind of walking around like it was walking around the room. But of course,
Big.
Lily kind of caved in about half the floor, so
Big, like
Oh, I'm
man-sized
sorry.
boot prints. Woman
men's,
sized.
men's boot prints. Yeah.
Men's boot prints. You down there! There's men boot prints up here. Okay, well, I'll go down and.
I'd track them if I could get up there.
All right, well, I'll go down and see how everyone's faring.
Yes. So yeah, Lily, you're gonna need someplace.
Immediate medical attention.
Well, yeah, close by to.
Where is close?
To get
There's no
put up.
hospital in town.
Lord, no. There's no doctor in town for that matter.
So we need to go back to
The
Dr. Winthrop?
Hunter's Lodge is the closest
How am I
place with a
gonna?
roof, basically.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, we could always take her back to Hunter's Lodge and call for the doctor. It's not a far carriage
Right.
ride.
Right. This is the Arrow House Call still.
What about your
so-
first aid? Could you do any first aid?
No, once a first aid roll's been
That's
made
it?
for
All right.
him, that's it.
All right.
I wonder if Robin could carry Oswald and we could put her in a wheelchair.
I don't know,
I don't
though,
think
like
I should
having
be
her
I can-
wrenched back and
No.
having her sit up.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a way to check to see if I have morphine?
It's
on
one of
me?
those chairs
Yeah,
that
make a luck roll.
flattens out into a
Okay.
bed. Did you know that?
That's
pretty
cool.
sweet.
I failed my luck roll.
All right, no morphine on you.
We can throw
unfortunately.
her around
But
there.
again, the if you manage to contact Dr. Winthorpe, he could bring some out.
Okay.
So what are you looking up?
Just your healing. How fast it's going to take you to heal? Okay, so you'll heal the natural rate. So you're going to heal 1d3 hit points per week, or 2d3 if someone is treating you with medicine skill and making their rolls.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah.
And yeah, you're incapacitated at the moment.
Right,
Yes.
right. Take a little box. The D6.
Okay.
Dang it, sorry guys.
Well, there's you back.
Fine.
Alright,
We'll let you know what's going on.
Oh god.
so back to the
Hunter's Lodge.
Hunter's Lodge. Well, that's the closest.
That's where we
you know,
have to be.
residence.
That's
I mean,
definitely getting her there and then sending the carriage,
exactly.
booking it
Exactly.
to get Dr. Winthrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you do. You manage to get her across the field very slowly. It takes you about 30 minutes. Northcote is still there, of course, and it's like, oh dear, please, yes, go, bring her in here. Looks very concerned.
Northcote's feet about the size of the blueprints.
You could give me an idea roll for that.
I made my idea roll.
You would say they're in the same range, sure. Yeah.
average man's size.
Average man size. Yeah.
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans. I declare shenanigans.
Uh-oh.
These boxes are packed for a reason.
Yeah, hey, you're right.
Yeah.
Don't leave me here.
Well, no. I won't leave you in this stinky bachelor
Yeah,
pad.
exactly. Yikes. Okay, so we're there. What's going on?
We're waiting for the doc.
Okay, so it's going to take probably about an hour total for him to come back out, but he does arrive with his little black bag and all.
Can I pull this? Sorry, what's his name again? Northcote. Can I pull him aside while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Can I just talk to him and just so we were examining. I couldn't help but notice that there were boot prints in the upstairs. They were sort of mannish-sized boot prints. Wondering if you knew anything about that.
I rent these lands to tenant farmers. Possibly one of them was poking around there. I don't keep tabs on them. They're free to come and go as they wish.
So it was either the tenant farmers or the disgraced occult scholar.
What do you think?
Give me a psychology roll.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's perfect for you.
made it.
Yeah, he's definitely withholding something.
Okay.
But you don't know if it's that he doesn't trust you, or that perhaps he may be just trying to come across as, somewhat more learned than he otherwise is by seeming to affect this air. I know all these things, but I'm not going to tell you.
That was blurred.
Yep.
Okay, I'll oh god, I can't believe it. So you have to understand that I know that the Golden Dawn Inner Order can be very difficult to penetrate, and I understand the frustrations involved in trying to get there.
You're trying to befriend this guy again.
It's fast talk.
I want you to. Yeah, I'm gonna try and use persuasion to
Persuade.
Okay, yeah.
persuade him. Okay.
Open up.
That's 7. Oh, I failed that massively.
I can always try talking with you.
You didn't get 96 or above, did you?
I did. I got a 97.
Oh!
Take a check in your persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah, basically you said the wrong thing, and and North.
Oh, I'm sorry I brought up your disgrace. I meant.
Yeah, exactly. Northcote says, I can assure you that it was simply the Irish nationalist politics of some of the Inner Order members that kept me out of the order, and I wanted no more of that sort of political meddling, so that is why I quit.
Well, Of course, there's no way to pull us out now, is there? There's. Hold on a
That door
minute.
is closed.
What, could I push it? What if I push it?
Not on a fumble, no.
Okay.
Alright.
We'll push
So am I
crazy now.
getting like...
You are being tended to.
So am I dying
I'm just
or?
like, yeah, I'm just
No,
kind of
you're-
curious. Do I have to make another character?
You're stable. You're totally stable. You're
Become
just
Robin
kind of-
again.
Or just what?
Destined to be Robin.
We don't know.
I said you're totally stable. You're just kind of incapacitated right now.
Okay.
Funny thing, I was just looking at the rules for morphine earlier. Let's see here. Well, all your sanity checks are with a plus 20 percentile chance of success.
What?
While on morphine?
Yeah.
Because you're just like, woo, I don't
Yeah!
Wow, look at that.
That's
awesome.
pretty cool.
Let's
Sweet
see
morphine.
here.
Eases the
Pain.
pain.
It's just a Simpsons night.
Alright, so you're fine there. I have to make a secret roll, see how many times you can take it with before becoming addicted.
I
Okay.
already have another addiction.
That's true.
Oh. I would expect that.
It's always the
You like the secrets for the characters. You do. You like that.
things that get revealed.
Or
not.
Live long enough.
Or don't,
Yeah, if
yeah.
you live long enough, yeah, exactly. Okay, so essentially, Lily is laid up for a time with a broken leg here at Hunter's Lodge.
Can it be moved?
Oh, we can't move you with that leg. I'm sorry.
How long must I
Wow.
stay here?
At least 2 weeks.
2 weeks!
Awesome happens.
Oh my god, somebody has to protect you. It'll be me.
I'm not leaving right now.
What's going on here?
It'll be both of us then.
Yes.
I know what I'm gonna do.
I think
Can I pull these two aside and actually maybe talk like over by her? Okay. Let's see. All right. Apparently I said the wrong thing. He's a little touchy and
You do?
No.
No.
It happens to the best of us.
Oh my god.
I don't know. He's a little touchy about his disgraced exit from the Golden Dawn.
I'm just too hopped up on drugs at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
listening to him amazed.
Yeah.
He's a genius. yes.
And I
Maybe I did notice
Yes.
that there were boot prints in the dust,
Mm-hmm.
and they could have been his. They're the right size, and I'm wondering, since I seem to have alienated myself from him, if maybe one of you would like to apply your feminine wiles to this matter.
Damn.
I could try and at least come across and
Well, he might
As
have like
apologetic
he
and
might
try to-
kind of be like, well, you're all
try to apologize for my awful, awful, awful comrade. I'm really sorry. He's like this with
Yeah.
everyone.
He fell down really hard on his head once.
There you go.
and Just
He's been through
humored him
trying.
since.
All right. Well, as you know, he's sort of having a discussion with Dr. Winthorpe, and seems a little animated. You know, like you hear him say 2 weeks.
I bet he does. I bet he is.
So then he basically you've been set up on a chaise lounge in the study with your legs splinted and elevated, you know, and a blanket over you and everything. So Northcote comes back in and he looks very kindly at you. You know.
Oh, he does?
Yes,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and he's like, "Oh, you are like a dove with a broken wing, my lady. So pure and fair and helpless."
And high.
Really hopped up on morphine.
Oh my god. She's in such danger.
I am.
Help! Cabin in the woods.
Yeah. This is
where am I?
this is a bit of a challenge for my schedule, though. I'm due to depart for London on first light tomorrow.
Oh.
However, I've talked to Dr. Winthorpe, and I've given him my assurance that that you are free to convalesce here as long as the doctor feels it's necessary. I know that he has told me that you are an associate of Mr. Black, and of Dr. Westcott in London.
Yes.
And I believe you have unimpeachable credentials. So I know it will be no problem to allow you to stay here. Obviously, one of your friends will need to remain with you as well to administer to your needs. But my pantry is still fairly well stocked with dry goods, at least. And feel free to peruse. He kind of points at his half-empty shelves. I've taken many of my books with me, but feel free to peruse what's left to pass the time. And Dr. Winthorpe says he will check in with you thrice daily.
Oh, much appreciated.
Wow.
Much
That's
appreciated.
good.
I rolled her out times 5 and
Oh, well.
Hey, wait, what?
gets you certain advantages.
Oh, well, very good. My only request is I ask you for some. I'm kind of delirious.
Yes.
But I must contact Dr. Westcott immediately. I need some paper and ink, and a quill or a pen of some type. I must write him.
Certainly, yes, we can provide that. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I want to write him a letter.
Okay. Very good. Okay. So who's gonna stay with Lily?
Can stay.
I honestly kind of think because Celestia and Hume were already staying at Black's house, they should maybe
That's
continue to stay. And since Finnegan and I were at the hotel,
Yeah.
I have medicine and,
and you
an
also have
extra
your
guy.
man to assist you.
That's true.
Well, that's true.
If you need to move her,
Yeah.
or
And I'm harder to move than all of y'all, so
Right.
when I go back,
yeah,
No,
yeah.
Robin's strong. He's got a good strength.
It's a great
Yeah.
place to stay.
I'm strong too.
creepy things in the woods.
Yes! Right there where the action is.
Yeah, it's great.
The golden mist.
Don't worry, I'll make you a gun king.
Thanks.
I'll whittle it for you.
Yeah.
Whittling off of like cursed wood.
I like. Oh no.
Oak wood, yeah.
Tree.
You're gonna need a cane.
I may need one. Yes, it's true.
So you're going to be alone with her while she's hopped up on morphine.
No,
Yes.
there has to be a woman.
There's also. I'll stay.
Cat.
Robin's
I'll
there.
stay.
Okay.
That would be
And
very
I'm kind of a
untoward.
spinster too, so you know.
Yeah,
I'm
she'll
gonna
break
Oh,
your
yeah.
leg.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
drink
that's
tea
true.
together, and I put
What's up,
lots of
Spinster?
alcohol in it. Love you.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have a secret opium addiction, or at the very least fondness. Traveling to the Orient all the time.
We established that already.
I thought we'd established.
I have opium in my bags. Don't worry.
I'm totally up for trying this.
We're gonna miss out on the fun.
Get pumped up on.
You're gonna come out.
Well-
Open the door, and this big cloud of
Yeah.
gas is gonna come out.
Just like Chinatown.
I have one bag just for my hookah.
3 of us are passed out in front of a fireplace.
We'll go back
it's all
to the
burnt
pub.
out.
Robin's
Do
just
need
sitting
to
room.
this.
I didn't get to try it. Well, these guys are roasting marshmallows.
Yes.
We'll be at the pub.
All right.
All right. So
I can't. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry that I pass out.
Just drooling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
all right. So Padma and Oswald, give me luck rolls, please.
Oh. Ooh.
Pass.
I fail mine.
Oh no, I fail mine.
Oh dear.
What?
Let me give Robin
Wow.
his. Okay.
Why'd I do that?
So you guys are you two going to go back to Black House after visiting the pub?
Yeah, I think the idea at the pub is to maybe
Hit
What
up
about
the
the
pub.
library guy?
That's gonna be
George.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
gonna be in the morning.
see if we can find somebody who knows something about the woods. Maybe
Well,
willing
we were
to.
gonna go ask
Yeah.
at the antique shop, although I kind of might like to do that.
Yeah, maybe you're.
But as far as Beck Green goes, you're just going to hit the two are
pub.
going to hit the pub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Head back. And then Padma, you might go back into town tomorrow and go to the
Yes.
antique store.
Probably
Okay.
tomorrow morning. Join them at the library.
Sure. Okay, so at the pub, it's the Five Oaks Inn. It's the only pub in town. Let's see, it's the weekend.
5 Oaks.
It's the weekend. It's filled to capacity.
Oh.
So you come in and it's just filled with a bunch of guys in home knit wool sweaters and little flat caps. and they're all drinking big pint, cups of the local bitter.
It's like a pub in America werewolf from London, right? It's
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody silent the minute we open the door.
Pretty much.
Forgotten wolves again.
No. There's conversation going on, and as soon as you enter, you hear all these like cricket terms being thrown around.
Oh, it's a sports bar.
Smith, are you gonna bowl for us again this year? Oh, you know what? You throw wicked googly, so forth.
All right.
Oh no!
Jolly good.
You did not just do
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I'd be into cricket.
Oh, probably.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you would
yeah,
be.
yeah.
You'd
I'd be
totally
into cricket.
be mad for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this.
Alright,
I don't
go
know if
for
I
it.
would I mean,
I think I'd be into cricket too. Maybe that's what we have in
Yeah,
common.
we could.
We can
We
drink
talk. Yeah.
alcohol in our tea over cricket.
Yeah.
My bachelor father. I'm probably
Yeah.
probably a bit of a boy.
So they're
Sure,
watching.
do I
Watching cricket.
Oh, if I
do we at least understand sort of the cricket
Oh,
terms
sure,
and know it's
sure.
kind of
Yeah.
It'd be familiar. And
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
National pastime.
Yeah.
It's like baseball.
Right.
Yeah. So the sort of barrel-sized man running the pub comes over and oh, welcome to the Five Oaks. What can I do for you, folks? Coming through town, eh?
Yeah, we just wanted to come in and have a drink with this legendary cricket team.
There you go.
Drinks for this guy.
There you go.
Oh, you know it.
Wow, he said something
yes.
right for once.
Yeah, we just wanted to challenge you bitches to a game of cricket.
Oh no, you shut up.
It's turned into a teen movie.
Anyway, about your mother.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Step up to the bar, and he pours you out each a pint of something from a giant, barrel in the back, labeled Five Oaks.
Okay.
It's a nice local beer. You notice a young adolescent girl kind of taking more pints out to the tables. It's just your typical pub, one of the guys at the bar, so what brings you to Beck Green?
Well, aside from the cricket,
Absolutely.
um,
It's a little early. It's a little early in the year for that.
Oh, I
we're
don't
just
think so.
talking about the prospects for our team this year.
well, we wanted to get in on this early.
Scoping.
We're bookies.
Plus,
We want to
you're
know.
just drinking your tea or your ale.
Yeah, I'm not gonna speak up in this
no.
environment.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like
Yeah.
you're one of like 3 women in the room.
Yeah.
So,
Choose your words carefully.
for God's sake,
Yeah.
choose your word.
For the love of God.
let me make a persuade roll first, okay? Because I'm going to try and persuade this guy to take me into the woods or tell me about the woods.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Tell me about the woods first.
Especially like Merlin's
Okay.
cave.
Oh, it was critical success.
Ooh.
0-1.
Ooh,
Check it
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Right. See, I have this like lopsided luck. It does.
Okay, so yeah,
so I'm gonna.
you're kind of pitching an idea of what do you know about the woods and
What do
would
you know about the
take me
woods?
there?
I've heard these things about it. I mean,
We hear they're lovely. We'd love to have a
I've
day
heard they're
hike.
lovely, but then I hear these things about it. You know, I mean,
Bog.
is that true or is that just sort of
Oh yeah, there's treacherous bogs in that wood. None of the locals here will go in. Not for money, not for anything.
Oh crap.
Oh, well.
Money.
See, it's a shame because my sister was lost in those woods, and I
Oh my gosh.
really need to find her.
Terrible. That's terrible. That 0-1 will get you anything.
Lovely, unmarried girl, bitch. And it's killing my mother, poor woman, who's just dying from grief and
Tuberculosis.
and
Oh
tuberculosis,
my god.
syphilis. I don't know.
Syphilis of the lungs, as I like to call it.
And I've been sent here at least to look for, and I I don't want to write back to my mother and tell her that there was no one in this town of brave cricketers that couldn't help me find her.
So by the time you're done, he's literally crying into his beer.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And,
That
and-
deserves like a.
yeah, right. And yeah, he says, "I'll help you out, sir. I'll help you." Your
Oh,
poor
God
sister."
bless you!
Yeah, they're like hugging each other.
Wow. Celestia just...
You're my best friend!
Yeah, you're just still like, "Could I get a refill?"
Cheers. Alright.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got yourself a guide against all odds. And I do actually have
Wow.
stats for a cricket bat too. So.
Oh, good.
What? Really?
Nice.
We're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So meanwhile, back at Hunter's Lodge, you may recall I asked for a luck roll.
Oh dear, oh dear.
And oh, what a great name this guy has.
Oh, what?
Stanhope Thomas.
Whoa.
All right. So that's your guide, Stanhope Thomas.
Sounds like a cricketer.
Yeah.
They all have ridiculous names. Just the most British names you could possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that's Benedict Cumberbatch's real name.
Yeah.
That's like something we make up in this game.
All right. So
Benadryl waffle sticks.
so we will leave it off on this little note here. So we're obviously
Oh,
doing a
this is-
two-parter here. Basically, with Lily passed out on the couch, it's Padma, Oswald, and Robin, and Randolph's disappeared off to his quarters. It's evening. You've lit a fire. You're just sort of sitting around. What the hell? We didn't bring a deck of cards. Whatever. So
My
you're-
opiates are still at the hotel.
Yes, you're starting to sweat a little bit. And, you're just pulling books off the shelves, idly browsing, that sort of thing. And at one point, Robin pulls a book off the shelf and says, well, hello, this is interesting. And brings over a book that's just, a book about the canals of Derbyshire. But in the back of the book is an older hand-drawn map. It shows the area around Helmsden and Beck Green. Over a small wood just outside Beck Green, someone has drawn a 5-pointed star, an inverted pentagram. And on that note, we will leave it.
No, but we have luck rolls, and that's.
And we failed.
Robin found it.
Exactly.
The only one that passed us. Couldn't help it last time.
Before it just occurred to me, I've got to get back to you guys before we meet the guy to tell him that we're looking for my sister.
Somehow you'll have to secretly communicate that.
Yeah,